I mean, you know, my mother said to me, and I quote her, she said, Ray, the Bible says, if any man come unto you and bring not this doctrine of Jesus, don't receive him into your house. Yeah, man, you know, right, you know, and brother, I can't begin to describe to you the pain of my own mother not speaking to me for 2 years because of a truth that I had come to find. And when I tried to share it with her, her attitude was, I don't want to see that.
So the question is now, what I'm asking now is, at the point where it is right now, do you think that you have found the truth, or you think it's a truth?
I like the way you said that. I like the way you said that. One of the things that I had to define is I had to answer the question, what is truth? Okay, and I think we all need to ask that question. And the definition that I have come up with to the answer, what is truth, is this. Truth is that which is consistent with facts and reality.
It cannot be changed because of other things happening before or after it.
Exactly.
It's just a constant.
Truth is immutable.
Constant.
Yes, it's constant, brother.
Never change.
It never change. Not truth. Opinions change. Doctrines change. Traditions change. You see what I'm saying? Human scruples change. But the truth is that which is consistent with fact and reality. So when I say that I found the truth that I came to grips with was the fact that I had been lied to. Okay, now that's the truth. The truth that I came to grips with was the fact that the story that was taught to us was stolen from us. The truth that I came to grips with was the fact that another people created a belief system to teach us, knowing it would rob us of our power. The truth that I came to grips with is knowing that religion is completely incompatible for black people. We are a spiritual people. We don't live by religion, brother. We live by spirit.
Okay, all right. So if maybe 10 years from now, I see Dr. Ray in St. Louis, there's a possibility that he might be preaching Islam or Buddhism based off of other information that might present itself to evolve you from this stage now to a next stage, which is a truth.
I got you. Yeah. And answer to your question, one of the phrases that I say when I'm talking to people is, at this point in my development. Okay? Because one of the things I've come to grips with, my brother, is I am developing. I'm still learning. Okay? Now, will I be preaching religion? I don't think I'm going to ever devolve. Notice how I'm saying that, okay? To the point where I'm going to preach religion, because religion, I have found that religion is the deification of someone's culture. Okay? When you say Islam, that's the deification of an Arabic culture. When you say Buddhism, that's the deification of an Oriental culture. Hinduism, you follow what I'm saying? Christianity, it's the deification of a European culture. Okay? And the deep thing about religion is about making people think that this is what God said about something. That's what religion is. Okay? And we have to actually get to the point, if we're going to empower ourselves. And this is why I'm so excited about being here for the Marcus Garvey celebration. You follow what I'm saying? Because Marcus's message, even though he was dealing with us at a certain point in our growth and development, Marcus's message was, as you so well know, up you mighty people. You shall accomplish. You can accomplish what you will. The reason why we're not accomplishing what we will is because our will has been snatched from us. And has been supplemented with doctrine and indoctrination. And we even pray. We pray, Lord, not my will,
but thine will.
But thy will be done. Okay? To even say not my will means you have surrendered your will.
Of course.
You follow me? But that's what religion does to us, bro.
Yes. Even as it is, how it is written in the Bible about the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not, instead of not have I. In the Egyptian Kemetic understanding of it, it's it take personal responsibility for the things that you do.
Yes.
So you say, not have I done this, not have I done that. And if you are found wanting by the Mahat,
yes,
you will have to go back and restart your whole thing until you get the thing right.
Yes.
Yes. So in the Christian thing, it's thou shalt not. Meaning now there is someone saying, which is you saying, thou shalt not, like you're pointing to somebody else.
Right.
Thou shalt not. Instead of I shall not.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
And see, again, this whole concept is putting in our minds from childhood the subliminal concept that this is what God said.
Yes.
Brother, who really brother, man, listen, let me calm down. Who dares try to tell somebody what God said?
Yeah.
We don't do that, man.
Like him have a phone number for God.
Yeah, you know.
Yes.
You know, the thing that's deep about African spirituality is each one of us can hear the voice of the Almighty in us.
Yes.
We don't need somebody to tell us what God said.
Yes.
Usually when people say that, it's what somebody wants you to think that God said. That's what religion is all about. So therefore, it ends up becoming a control mechanism. And we're not free as a people. And until we become free as a people, we're not going to experience our power as a people. See, they knew that, man, when they gave us religion. They knew when they snatched us out of our motherland and forced religion on us, that it would keep us from tapping into our own spirituality.
Yes.
And so one of the analogies that I use, my brother, is the reason why a bird cannot fly is because it's in a cage. You don't have to teach a bird to fly. It's natural. Spirituality is natural for us. The reason why we're not experiencing our spiritual power is because we're in a cage of people's standards, or a cage of people's concepts.
Of religious beliefs.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, we have a lot of religious beliefs that bind to that cage.
Thank you.
This is the cutting edge on RFM. We're talking to, I should say, Doctor
Brother Ray is fine with me, man. I don't use the word reverend, and and actually I'm trying to move our people away from pastor, because the word pastor means shepherd.
Yes.
And in order to be a shepherd, the people got to be sheep.
Sheep, yes.
And sheep are the dumbest animals on the planet.
Yes.
They don't think.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So I'd rather just say Brother Ray or Mwalimu, which means teacher.
Okay. All right. You're going to present a lecture on Sunday. I know that, but we have 4 hours for this program here, and I don't know how tired he is.
Hey, man. Brother, it's an honor to be here, brother.
Okay, because
I'll sleep after it's over,
this
brother.
This is a marathon program, you know. This is a marathon program, and because I know that the listeners is so overwhelmed when they were told that you're going to be live in the studio. It's like, wow, you know.
I'm honored, brother.
We are going to the studio with Mutabaruka. Can't miss that. All right. So me could ask, you know, the thing. You say you lose a lot of your church membership. Now you start a different kind of gathering now.
Yes.
It reached 500 yet?
Oh, man, we are way over that. I have 185,000 listeners just to Black Liberation Radio.
On the radio?
Yes.
185,000.
Yeah, our headquarters is in St. Louis. We have an African village in Atlanta, an African village in Memphis, African village in Baltimore. We are in Charlotte, North Carolina, Detroit, Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, Youngstown, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, and Lakeland, Florida. We're growing, man.
Yes.
Yeah, we're growing.
And people the people them of the old church, have you seen any of them evolving to this?
Yes.
New idea or the information that they have now received?
Yes.
They come to you and say, boy, Brother Ray, you want to say, I hear you change this thing, but now I realize that it was necessary for change.
Yes, yes.
You get that?
In fact, I have a lot of ministers that have transitioned over. And again, my approach is different now. What I do now, my brother, is I show people the facts. And and again, I always say, don't take my word for what I'm saying. Go do your own research. I'll give the facts and say, now listen, go validate what I said.
Yeah,
you see?
That's something I do upon this program. You know, I say something and I say, look, man, information that they go and find out if it's true or lie. Me I tell you know. That's, it's necessary and important that you do. You have a whole heap of youth follow you, or it's just old people like me follow you. You have a whole heap of young people in the church, or just old people like me.
Actually, most of my followers now, and I don't like to use the word followers. Most of my students, most of the people who are part of our fellowship are older than me. Okay. And I'm 60 years old.
So you don't have no young people in your congregation?
We do have some we got a lot of them. We got a lot of young people, especially our group out of Baltimore. They're all young people, under 35 years old.
So how you do it? You shift from one state to the next, like when you keep your meetings, what you do? You just on the radio you reach everybody.
That's exactly how we have grown. People listen to Black Liberation Radio, and I get a phone call from someone saying, Doc, well, we would love for you to come and speak in our city. And for example, we're getting ready to open an African village in Dallas. I was asked to come to Dallas. I have a strong listener base in Dallas, and then they want to start an African village fellowship. Okay. So that's how it's been growing. And the deep thing about this, man, is I have not been trying to do this. I'm not trying to grow anything.
Yes.
You know, I told the Almighty and the ancestors, I just want to teach the truth.
Yes.
That's it. Yes. You know, and as a result of just teaching the truth, man, people are hearing it. And the deep thing about it, the brother said it to me this way. He said, Ray, truth is that which rings like a bell when you hear it.
Yes.
You know, and he said he heard, and his eyes opened up, and hey, man, and that's how it's happening.
All right. What is the problem with the idea? Like, for instance, the Bible is the authority of most of us understanding of this God that speak about, and this man named Jesus supposed to be the gateway to this God. What is the problem where people find comfort in believing this thing, even though people like me and you, I tell them, say, this thing is ignorance, is not bliss, but people believe it and find a kind of comfort in it. What is the danger of that? Because people live out them whole life and comfortable with it, and now we come down and tell them, say, you know, it can't work that way there, but it did that work for them for years.
And actually, it has not worked for them. All you have to do is look at us as a people.
All right.
Okay? My brother, there's no group of people on this planet that is more committed, more loyal, more faithful to the teachings of the Roman Catholic Church than black folk. And again, forgive me for kind of keep going back to this, brother, but the movie Sankofa, which I first saw you in, that scene where the Roman Catholic priest was whipping Lulu.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And making her vow. And when he was walking Joe through the church, convincing him and programming him, that's what has happened to all of us. That's why I love that movie so.
Yes.
Now, what's deep about it is this. Show you how awesome the African mind, not just the African mind, the mind, period, but especially the African mind. By profession, I'm a psychologist. That's my profession as a doctor. I'm a cognitive psychologist, not clinical, but a cognitive psychologist.
Explain what that is.
A cognitive psychologist is the study of human behavior based on what people believe.
Okay.
Okay? And of course, church folk pretty much pushed me into this discipline of study. There's a thing called an egregore. Now, most of our folk have no idea what an egregore is. It's spelled E-G-R-E-G-O-R-E. And as I say all the time to the listeners, don't take my word for what I'm saying. Write it down and look it up for yourself. It's E-G-R-E-G-O-R-E, an egregore. Brother Baruka, an egregore is what is called the manifestation of a person's thought processes. In other words, if a person believes a thing hard enough, their thought processes will produce what we as psychologists refer to as an egregore, which is a manifestation, whether it's an emotional manifestation, a physiological manifestation of what they think and believe. So for many of our people, they experience an egregore, and so therefore they think their belief is real. You follow what I'm saying? So once a person comes to grips with the facts, see, there's a difference between a fact and faith. When you believe a thing, that means you don't know it. You don't have to believe I'm sitting at a microphone. You're looking at me sitting at a microphone, so you know I'm sitting at a microphone. You follow me? When you don't know a thing, you have no recourse but to believe it. For most of us, Doc, it's about belief. Now, when you have been deracinated, meaning cut off, when you have been lied to about who you are, when you have been told that you are a sinner, and you were taught that from childhood, when you've been convinced that there's nothing good in you, then you begin to have such low self-esteem of yourself that you actually begin to reach for whatever concept is there that will help you to have a sense of hope. And this is what religion has done for us. And so, yes, a lot of our people believe, and as a result of believing that someone is going to make things better for them instead of them making it better for themselves, they put their trust in that. They put their hope in that. And they get joy about what's going to happen one day. It's not happening right now. Follow me? Just one day it's going to be all right. And because we don't have anything to lock onto as far as where we came from and who we are and what we are. Now, Doc, listen, the powers that be know who we are. And they know what we are. And they know what would happen if we ever return to an awareness of ourselves. So they must never. One person said it this way: when you have told so many lies over the centuries that to tell the truth about one of your earlier lies will cause you to lose all that you have accomplished, you must never, ever tell the truth. So those who lied to us must continue to lie to us. Unfortunately, I was one of those
who was lied
to and then trained
to tell the lie.
To tell the lie.
And perpetuate the lie.
Yes, sir.
We can repeat the lie.
Yes. Man, I mean, I got my master's in religious education. I got a bachelor's of theology. I got a master's in sacred literature. And I hold 2 doctorates in the program. Okay, so I'm very well trained
in the lie.
In the lie, bro. Don't make me think about it, man. Oh, brother. You know, my thing, man, is if I can reach just a little bit of the people with the truth that I reach with the lie, I will breathe my last breath as a happy man.
You know, the lie is so deep that they have everybody believing that there is something other than what is going to happen or what not going to happen. In other words, a man telling us that Jesus will come back to save the world, but you yourself will never see that day.
And it never happen.
But you believe that it's going to. You know, they say most Americans believe that they are going to live in the time of the rapture. Most Americans believe that.
Well, now, here's the deep thing about that, my brother. If people would simply read the Bible. See, this is why I like to take people to the Bible. I like to take them to the very book that they believe in. The Bible actually tells us that the rapture is not going to happen. It tells people that, but those verses are not preached from pulpits.
All right, we're going to give the time, give the people, since we're going to go to the Bible so much in the 4 hours, we're going to give the people them a time to go for them Bible, because I know you're going to refer to the Bible in many, many ways. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM.
It's the things you can't.
Yes, Cutting Edge. Before we go to the break, we was talking, you say about the rapture. And you say the Bible says there will be no rapture.
That's correct.
Okay, so you have to explain now why you say that based upon our biblical.
Now, you know where the point that we're at right now is the point that I was at when I tried to tell my members of the congregation that they had been taught wrong and everybody ran off and left, right?
No, well, them used to this program that way.
Oh, okay, because...
They're going to call them friends to turn on the radio. They're not going to run, trust me.
Okay, good. Well, the reason why I say that is because the Bible actually declares. Now, I'm only doing this because I realize the masses of our people are still stuck there. You follow me? So let's go to where they are. A good teacher is one who has the ability, like a school teacher, who may have a master's in education. A good school teacher is one who has the ability, with a master's in education, to go to a 2nd or 3rd or 4th grade classroom every day and relate on that level to those children, because the job of the teacher is to provide the information necessary for the student to move to the next level. Okay? Having said that, for those who are listening and want to, really see this, all you have to do is turn to Matthew, the 24th chapter in the Bible, and it actually says, plain as day, and let me get it here. Matthew 24. I had it. Where did I do with it? Bear with me, man. As I got all these pages up here. Matthew 20, here we go. Okay. Let's look at Matthew, the 24th chapter. Now, instead of reading this whole thing and taking up all this time with a lot of Bible verses, the 24th chapter of Matthew is the chapter about the rapture. It is the rapture about when the Son of Man shall come back in the clouds. Okay? And actually, it actually says in the, the verse, 29th verse. Okay, it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days. Now, he just previously said, for then shall be great tribulation, as was not known before, never known before. It says in the 29th verse, immediately after the tribulation of those days. Now, I'm just reading what words are here. Many of us have not taught that the rapture is supposed to take place before the tribulation. But in this verse, 29th verse of the 24th chapter of Matthew, it says immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened and the moon shall not give her light and the stars shall fall from heaven, the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. 30th verse, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Now check out this, my brother. The 34th verse, to save some time, get right to the point. And this is the verse we never hear. 34th verse says, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass until all these things be fulfilled. All right, so the generation is the one who was talking to 2,000 years ago. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Well, a lot of people interpret it like it's them, for them generation, when it was something that was said to a generation 2,000 years ago. Well, but the generation past that he was talking to. Yes, it was the people he was talking to at that time. Yeah, them dead. They're all dead. Yeah, them dead. And then to really, add to it, the 9th chapter of Luke, the first verse, he says it this way. He says, verily I say unto you, there are some of you standing here listening to me right now. You shall not see death. You know it, brother. You got it. You got it. We have to know these things, because when we see certain things, we have to really know exactly why we don't believe it. Because we know it, and we know say it's a craziness. When we say there's many here
He is talking to the people who is standing in front of him.
Standing in front of him, brother.
He said, there's many here that shall not see death until the Son of Man appear.
You got it.
Those people dead long time and they never appear.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So how did we get to, twist it up so to make it look like, say, he was talking to we?
Because, one of the things that I teach as a psychologist, and that is this, the greatest and most dangerous psychopathology is the belief in something simply because you want it to exist.
Yes.
Or you need it to exist.
Yeah, it's like you cut off your foot to match the shoes.
Yeah.
That you cut off your foot that you can't fit in the shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's where the masses of our people are. So my assignment,
yes.
I understand that God allowed me to become a master of sacred literature,
yes.
to become have a master's in theology. My assignment is to be able to show my people how we were misled, how we were bamboozled, how we were blindfolded. You see what I'm saying? And usher them back to remove the cage, Doc.
Yes.
To remove the cage, because we can't fly.
Yes.
Not because we don't know how to fly.
Yeah, but the cage.
We can't fly because we're in a cage.
Yes, yes.
So my assignment, man, is to remove that cage of religion, of European traditions, okay, that has disempowered us.
Yeah. You know, the first time me and a brethren sit down and we go through that same reasoning about there's many here that shall not see death until the Son of Man appear. I said, but wait. But them people, they're dead and them never come back.
That's right.
It's like a bulb just clicking at me.
Okay.
I said, but wait. Oh, we get to really attack like the thing was talking to 2,000 years after that. It was talking to 2,000 years before now.
And everybody that's listening to us right now, if they read that, they see it.
Yeah, of course
they see it. Okay,
I can't quote it word for word.
Yeah, they see it. You know, the thing is, I've shared this with pastors.
Yes.
And I say, not because I'm trying to hurt other pastors.
Yes.
But brothers, if you really love God, like you say you love God, and if you're really serious about ministry and healing our people and setting our people free, then we must tell the truth.
Yes.
Okay? Baruka, you'd be surprised how many pastors have said to me, man, I don't want to see that.
Yes.
They turn their head, man, I don't want to see that. Because if they see it, then their conscience mandates that they must do something about
it, of course. I spoke at the theological college in Jamaica invited me, and I was speaking, and I was told that the information that I was presenting was what they learned at the theological college. So my question was, then if you learn this thing at the theological college, why would you not go out there to minister to the people them? Or not go back to the old time things?
Right.
Or say, why you don't talk about the things them now that you get in this theological college to make you get a clear and that the people them can wake up out of the illusion. They must say, well, muta, we gone bad a man and can't go good evening. In other words, it gone bad already. So them just go and continue to make the thing go bad. I say, wow, that is deep, man.
There's an old phrase, man, we sing that we say that God told Moses to go tell Pharaoh, let my people go. The pharaohs of today, man, and to any pastors that's listening, brothers and sisters, I don't mean any disrespect. Please don't take it that way. I'm speaking from the deepest part of my heart. My passion is to see our people empowered, to be healed, to be raised up, like our warrior and elder, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, decried to us, man. We have to get up from where we are because we can accomplish what we will.
Yes.
We can do it.
Of course.
One of the, so pastors, I don't mean no harm, but the pastors are the pharaohs today that's keeping our people enslaved. They're keeping enslaved intellectually. They're keeping them enslaved spiritually. See, here's the thing, man, and I had to come to grips with this as a pastor. And here it is. When those who depend upon you learn what you know, they don't need you no more.
Yes.
You see? And in order for many pastors to stay in business, and I got to call it like it is, man. Doc, listen, when I was preaching Christianity, I made big money, man. I'm not going to lie. I mean,
it look like you still make big money, though.
Anybody can pass the look test, man. Well, you know, and I tell people, I mean, I'm a doctor. Yeah. I'm a doctor. I'm a musician. I own my own music company, so my money doesn't come from ministry. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But I do try to look good, man. Yeah. Yeah, but we got to set our people free, Muta. We got to set our people free, you know.
Stick up in. I want to go back to something you say, because I realize that this is also a residue from the old European idea. When you said that the pastors are the fearers of today, you insinuating that means that you are buying into the idea that there was a group of people named the Israelites who was enslaved by a group of people named the Pharaohs, which I personally would not give credence to that, because then now it demonized Pharaohs to make we start to believe that the Pharaohs were some evil people.
I'm glad you said that.
Putting some slaves in things. So we keep saying the Pharaohs like the Pharaohs are some wicked people. Like, you know, not understand.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. And I thank you for that, because nothing could be farther from the truth.
Yeah.
You follow me? I was saying that in the context of the enslaver.
Yeah.
And we were taught.
Yeah.
Notice how I'm saying that. We were taught that the pharaohs were enslavers.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, and see, as I began to do my field research in Egypt, and I've been going, man, for the last 12, 13 years, okay, doing field research, I found out, brother, and this is another thing that's devastating. I found out, and I've been going, man, for the last 12, 13 years, okay, doing field research. I found out, brother, and this is another thing that's devastating. I found out that there was never an Exodus.
There was no Israel.
There was no Israel.
Group of people in... You know, I just found out the other day, which is serious. I just found out the other day in research that there was no Nazareth before the New Testament.
There was no Nazareth.
There was no city or town in where they call Israel. There was no place. Nazareth is a construct to place a man named Jesus in a situation to fulfill something that was said in the Jewish Bible.
Yes.
You know, but physically, there was no Nazareth.
Actually, brother, to be honest with you, there was no Old Testament, period.
Yeah, there's no Old Testament, but them say,
you know, I mean,
the Christians call it Old Testament. You know,
see, the thing is, what a lot of people don't know is that the Old Testament is newer than the New Testament.
Yes.
You follow me?
Yes.
Okay, what we're dealing with here, okay, and this is historical fact. Anybody listening to me, please do the research on the word Khazar. And if you have something to write with, that's spelled Khazars, Khazars, and Ashkenazim. Ashkenaz, Ashkekenaz, Ashkenazim, with an IM on the end, meaning plural. The Khazars are the so-called Russian Jews.
Yes.
The Ashkenazim are the so-called German Jews.
Yes.
And both groups of these people came down out of what is called the Caucasus Mountains.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So what happened is when these people migrated south, they saw the Christian church. They didn't want to come under the rule of the Pope. They kept going further. And saw Islam. They didn't want to come under the rule of the Sheikh. So they kept going further, and they invaded and went into Africa. We call them the Hyksos.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And they came in and saw the spirituality of the Northeast African Nile Valley people.
Yeah, in Kemet, yes.
Yes, and what they did is they copied our story and then wrote themselves into it, thereby creating or making an Old Testament story that starts with a guy named Adam.
Yes, and then what they did also was when they came out of Kemet, years down the line, when England become powerful, the British gave them a piece of land that they now call Israel.
Thank you, brother.
And they occupied and maintain that Egyptian idea.
Yep.
And say that they were the ones who were enslaved.
You got it, man.
In Egypt, yes.
Yeah, you got it.
Most of them is Russians. Most of them is
yes, Russian and German Jews, man.
I was speaking to an Israeli woman a couple of weeks ago in a Connecticut, and I stood down with her and I said, "So you're an Israelite?" And she said, "No, I'm an Israeli." But she gives credence to the Jewish tradition, and she's saying that I am a Jew, but my parents came from Russia. I said, but when I went to Israel, most of the people there that say that they are Israeli is Russia them come from.
Yes.
How did so much Russians get into Israel to now occupy the spot and call themselves Jews? Which is that story. This is where the story originated from.
Yes.
The Exodus.
Yes.
Who went into Egypt.
Yes.
And wipe out a lot of things and then claim that culture, move out of Egypt, find himself back in Russia.
You got it.
And in Germany.
You got it.
And then later on the British come and go, bam, this is piece of land. These are the people, the chosen people of God. It's crazy.
And to show you how deep this thing goes, brother, they see another phrase that I teach is this: he who controls the printed page controls the thinking of the age. Yes. In other words, if I want to control you, if I can write it in a book and convince you that what I wrote is the word of God, I got you, man.
Yeah.
You see? So what we must understand is before the late 6th, early 7th century, there was nobody on this planet that went under the identity of a Jew or Hebrew. See what I'm saying? Now, what's really deep about it is the Bible actually says in Galatians, the 4th chapter, that Abraham never existed.
Yeah.
It actually says it. It says that Abraham is an allegory. And for those who are listening, look at your Bible. Galatians, the 4th chapter, read verses 22, 23, 24. It actually says that Abraham, his wives, Hagar and Sarah, his sons, Ishmael and Isaac, it's an allegory.
Yes.
The whole thing is an allegory.
Yes.
It's a story.
Yes.
Okay? Now, here's the problem that we face as a people. When you have been so removed from the identity of who you are, or an awareness of your own identity, that you have to look into the literature of your oppressor to find a name for yourself, that's when you're in trouble, bro.
Yeah.
And that's called an epitome. An epitome is when you an epitome is to name yourself after someone who never historically existed.
Yes.
You follow me? So when a person says Israel, they're talking about Jacob.
Yes.
Because Jacob wrestled with the devil, supposedly, right? God changed his name from Jacob to Israel.
One was victorious.
Exactly. You know, but there was no Jacob. And there was no Jacob because there was no Isaac. And there was no Isaac because there was no Abraham. You see? It's all a story, man. It never historically happened. So when our people come to grips with this reality, you know, and it's a painful thought. Please, those of you listening, understand this is a very painful process, man. When your brother, I had reached the point of suicide, Muta. You know, because my mother stopped talking to me. The girl I was engaged to took the ring off and threw it at me because she said I was satanic. My friends, I had an open door policy to preach from coast to coast, border to border as a national evangelist. Everybody I knew shut me down because I found out something that they didn't know. Brother, it was so painful, man. It was, you know, I reached a point of not wanting to live anymore. You see? So I'm so thankful today to the Almighty and the ancestors for holding on to me. Because I had got so low at one point, brother. I said, you know, it'd just be better if I ain't here. Because my Constitution will not allow me to deny what I have come to find to be the truth.
Definitely.
You know?
I am really into that too. That I never make. Because you said that and you said that. And I come realize this now.
Yeah.
You're going to say, boy, I can't. Even sometimes you have to question your thing that you call truth.
That's true. That's right.
You have to question it.
That's right.
Am I really on the right path for this thing, considering that I have been saying these things for so many years, and also that I have been taught this thing for so many years.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is in my DNA for so many years. How the hell did I come around to know, recognize this as the truth?
Right.
You know, it's weird.
And that's why I encourage people to say, at this point in my development.
Yes.
Okay? Because once you think that you have learned it, that's when you realize you haven't, bro.
Yeah, if you say you find God, you have a problem.
Yeah.
God never lasts. So
Exactly, brother.
All right. We could come back to this because you see, we might have given out some information, you know, that it sounds crazy out there. So we have to really, because we know the listeners there, we know who are listening to it. We have to take it like breast milk.
Yes.
Feed them slow.
Yes.
Nipple backland thing.
Yes.
All right now. We could go back to the idea of what we call Old Testament and New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
And where you just said that the Old Testament is not as old as we would think.
Right.
In other words, it wasn't written before
before Mark.
Before Mark, yes.
Right. Mark was the first book of the New Testament.
All right. Most people would tell you, and most scholars would tell you that most of the Old Testament was written like 500 years BC.
Okay.
Even 1,000 years. I'm going to give it all 1,000 years BC. To show you that it is manuscripts very old. Now, you are saying that Mark, which we don't even know name Mark, but we could come up to Mark then. We know that Paul was written before Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, according to scholars. I don't know if you agree with that. That Paul, the letters of Paul, was written before Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You give credence to that?
Actually, Mark was the first New Testament book written, chronologically speaking.
Yes.
Was the first New Testament. Now, actually, follow how deep this goes. We are still talking about something that didn't happen.
Yes, but in terms of in light of the information that is
it is understood, okay, in the realm of theology.
Yes, in the realm of theology
or bibliology, that Mark was the first book
gospel,
written.
Yes,
first gospel, yes, and then Matthew and Luke.
Yes.
Okay, and that's why they're called synoptic gospels. Because they say the same thing. They're synonymous. The gospel according to John, or what we call the Johannine writings, John, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, and the Revelation. Those 5 books are what is known as interpolations in theology, meaning they were added into the biblical text centuries later. To twist the concepts around to make you think something happened that did not happen. Okay? And so it has to do, of course, with the divinity of Jesus
Christ. All right, so where would you put Paul in all of this? Because I was apart from Mark, I was in my research, I found that according to what they're saying, that Paul was written before Matthew, John, and which other one is Luke. Yeah, they say that Paul was there. The Galatians was the first book that was written by Paul, I think.
That's the first I'm hearing of that.
Yeah, and then what happened now? We're talking about a next book, our books that make up what we call now the Pentateuch.
The Pentateuch. Yep.
And you are now saying that all of that book, from Genesis to Malachi, was written in the same period as Mark. That's what you're saying, right?
No, I'm saying it was written later.
It was after Mark?
Yes.
All right. So explain to me all that information.
Okay. And the reason for that, again, has to do with the historical fact that there were the Khazars and the Ashkenazim.
Yeah.
They didn't come on the scene.
Yeah.
Until the late 6th, early 7th century A.D. Okay? So the whole Old Testament is a story about them.
Yeah.
That they want the world to understand. Now, one of the important things we must understand, let's look at a timeline here. Okay, in the 4th century, they had the Nicene Council.
Yes.
Okay, the council that created Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you had after that three other major councils: the Council of Ephesus, Council of Chalcedon, Council of Constantinople, and 451 A.D. Now, the one in 451 A.D. was the most damaging one of all because the Roman Catholic bishops passed a law in that council saying that no one is allowed to write down, produce, or even think or teach anything other than what we have decided as doctrine. That was in 451 A.D. Now, the program still wasn't catching on properly. Okay? Now, grab how deep this goes. So what happened? In 500 A.D., and this is so important to this whole concept here that we understand. In 500 A.D., Europe thrust the world into what they called the Dark Ages. 500 A.D. For 1,000 years, from 500 A.D. to 1500 A.D., was the period that they called the Dark Ages, or they called it medieval. Okay, I call it a 1,000-year period of the suppression of information. You got to keep in mind, they went into Africa, they destroyed the libraries of Alexandria, they passed laws that if anyone was found with any of the writings of Africa, they would be put to death. So here we have a 1,000-year period of fabricating a new story or stories. Around 1456, around there, this guy who's a Jew, supposedly, named Johann Gutenberg. Now, this is not religion where we're talking.
Yeah.
This is fact. Johann Gutenberg invents something called the printing press. And the first book he prints is a Bible called the Gutenberg Bible. That's the first Bible printed. What we must understand is this. Don't think for 1 minute that the powers that be was going to let this dude, Gutenberg, print the truth after they spent 1,000 years creating a lie. So what we must consider is, again, that's why I said he who controls the printed page controls the thinking of the age. We're looking for literature to tell us what happened in history. But if the authors of literature documented their European historiography, then we got it all wrong. So from 500 A.D. to 1500 A.D., they spent 1,000 years creating a lie. And that's where we're basing everything. Everything we talk about now is coming out of that 1,000-year period.
All right. Let me stick up in there. The Gospels,
yes,
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John,
right,
is quoting what we now call the Old Testament to validate what was happening in their time.
Now, when you say quoting the Old Testament, what do you mean?
For instance, they say a child shall born and it shall be called
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. All right. So he's taking something out of a book named Isaiah.
Actually, it didn't.
What he did? No, wait. I'm talking about the Bible that we have now, you know.
You're talking about Matthew.
Yeah.
Where it says that's the fulfillment of Isaiah's prophecy.
Yeah, that's what I say now. So he's quoting something that is supposed to be in Isaiah, right?
Well,
we're not arguing if it's true or false. I'm just saying what he's doing.
That's what we've been taught.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we've been taught.
When you read Matthew,
right,
he's quoting something that is in the Old Testament,
right,
of Isaiah.
Right.
All right. If Matthew was quoting something in Isaiah, who is it that is writing the story in Isaiah that a man can come in his time? Because according to what you say now, that these things was written long after Matthew said it. So we are saying, what you're saying is that Matthew is quoting something that was not written. That is what you're saying, that Matthew was quoting something that was not written because...
That is correct.
It was written after Matthew.
That's correct.
So how did Matthew get to quote something that was not written until after him?
See, this is the fabrication.
Yeah, explain that to me.
This is what I'm saying. See, a lie is always told in reverse. You grab what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you're saying that it was written before Matthew said it and then Matthew quoted just to...
Well, see, actually, Matthew did not quote Isaiah. That's what I'm saying. And if you, or anyone who would read Isaiah, okay, now let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's examine that. Let's go to Isaiah, the 7th chapter, okay, where that is. Okay, and check this out now. Let's go there. Okay, and examine this very carefully, and you see what I mean. Isaiah, the 7th chapter, the 14th verse. That's where this comes from. Therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and thou shalt call his name Emmanuel. What the church has done in theology and indoctrination is they have misapplied this and made it a prophecy of Jesus' birth, and then they took Matthew, the statement in Matthew, and connected the two.
So where did that quote come from? The quote of
Isaiah?
It came from Isaiah. The quote.
Well, Isaiah never existed.
No. We're not talking about whether he existed or not.
Okay.
So it is quoted in Matthew.
Right.
All right. Where did that quote come from?
The author of the book.
The author of which book?
Matthew.
All right. But if you look in Isaiah,
right,
you see Emmanuel in Isaiah.
But it doesn't say Emmanuel in Matthew.
What it says in Matthew?
Jesus.
It shall be called Emmanuel.
It says, and thou shalt bear a son and shall call his name Jesus.
Not Emmanuel, you sure? Because he according to it, to fulfill the prophecy.
Now that's what I'm saying. See,
fulfill the prophecy.
They're saying that this was a fulfillment of prophecy.
Yes.
So then why didn't they call him Emmanuel?
All right. So the prophecy that it was supposed to be fulfilling.
Right.
Where did they get that this prophecy was supposed to be fulfilled? Out of Isaiah.
That's called in theology segmented biblical attention.
That means what?
That means when you take certain verses out of the Bible and chain link them together to come up with a doctrine.
So which one was written first? The quote in the part of Isaiah that he's referring to, or the quote that Matthew is alluding to in Matthew? Which one of them was written first?
The New Testament was written before the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah, so I'm asking you now.
You follow me?
All right.
So
if the New Testament was written before the Old Testament,
right?
And we are talking about
so how could he quote
something that was not written? That's what I'm asking.
Right. He didn't quote. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It's not a quote.
So where did it come from that says, as it was said in Isaiah, when Isaiah was not written?
Now, this is what happens when the Roman Catholic Church interpolates. This is what I mean by the interpolation. To interpolate means to change things around so that you can come up with an idea that did not exist before. That's what an interpolation is.
So you are saying, all right. You see, well, I get it clear now.
I got you.
All right. You are saying that what the church did, or what the writer who's writing this thing do, is write down something that's, as it is said in Isaiah, which was not said in Isaiah because I've never used the word Jesus, but in the Matthew it refers to Isaiah. In Matthew,
yes,
it refers to Isaiah.
Well, we were taught that.
Yeah, but but how can you refer to something?
I understand what you're saying.
Not written unless there is someone who wrote it already, and then write Matthew, and then say, I'm going to put that inside of it.
I got you.
Yeah.
See, again, this is what happens in the Roman Catholic Council church meetings. You follow me? This is why they kept having so many council meetings, okay, to deal with these monkey wrenches in their agenda.
All right, stick up in. We can go to a simpler one here.
Now, but wait, before you do that, let's read Isaiah for a moment so you can see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, now it says, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son. Now, this is why it's important to understand the etymological words used here.
Yes.
The word virgin in this verse, see, there are two words for virgin in the Hebrew.
Yes.
The first is Alma, A-L-M-A, which simply means a young maiden.
Yes.
The other word is Bethula, which means a woman who's never been touched by a man. So you have two words for the one English word virgin.
Yes.
In Isaiah 7:14, the word virgin is Alma, not Bethula. Okay? So that right there strikes this whole concept of we're talking about a virgin birth here.
Yes.
Okay? And it says, and shall bear a son and shall call his name Emmanuel. Now, isn't it something that we only hear that one verse? It's the next two verses that shut the whole thing down. For the 15th verse says, butter and honey shall he eat. Jesus didn't eat butter and honey. Okay? And it goes on to say that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. Now, the 16th verse says this, for before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, before this child is even old enough to know the difference between right and wrong, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings. We're not taught those verses. We're only taught the 14th verse. So what that means is, well, who is this talking about here now? Okay? So then we have to start asking ourselves the question, who is you in the verse? When it says, the Lord shall give you a sign. Like we said earlier, we think that means us, who's reading it.
Yes.
Well, you have to go up to the 10th verse, and it says, moreover, the Lord spake again unto Ahaz, saying.
You is Ahaz.
Yes. The you in Isaiah 7:14 is Ahaz, who was getting ready to go into battle, and he was freaking out, man, because he thought he was going to get killed in battle.
That's straightforward.
Okay? So Isaiah said to him, calm down, dude. You ain't going to die. Ask God to show you a sign.
Yes.
And Ahaz said, I'm not going to ask God for no sign. And Isaiah said to Ahaz, listen, God going to give you a sign anyway, Ahaz. A young woman shall give birth to a child. And before this child is old enough to know the difference between right and wrong, Ahaz, you will have defeated both your enemies.
Yes. That's straightforward.
That's it.
Yeah, that's straightforward.
You follow me? Now, for the sake of creating a doctrine, you follow me?
Yes.
Those who compiled biblical literature want to connect this verse to their fabrication in Matthew.
Yes.
As a part of this, and this is called segmented biblical attention. Now, you really have to ask, who's the author? See, until we know who the author of these things are, we can't even really talk about it. Because the truth of the matter is, Ahaz didn't write this. I'm sorry, Isaiah didn't write it.
Didn't write it, we know that. All right, but we'll go back to it, because if I follow what you're saying, it means that what we just quoted a while ago was not written when Matthew was talking, when Matthew was saying what he was saying.
Right?
Yeah, it was not written. So,
now follow now. It was supposed to have taken place 750 years before Matthew.
Yes, but you said that it was not written before Matthew.
Correct.
Yes. So how did Matthew get the information to write it about something that never happened?
This is what
never happened before him write it.
I got you. See, this is what I mean when I say the Gutenberg Bible. This is so important for us to understand. These people took 1,000 years to to create a timeline that's a lie. You follow me?
Yeah.
They wrote themselves back into history. For 1,000 years, they created this whole story here. And the publication came out with the Gutenberg Bible. It's like writing a what do you call it? A book.
All right.
And you create a timeline that's not true.
All right. In the Gospels, Jesus said, so who do they say I am?
Yes.
Some say he's that, some say he's that, and says.
Yes.
And then him say, before Abraham was I am. And them say, but you's not even 50 yet.
Right.
And you say you know Abraham. And them say, yeah, before Abraham was I am. All right. According to what you say, Abraham was written after this event that was supposed to have been taking place. Based upon what you say, who said that? In which book it was said before Abraham was I am? In Matthew or Mark?
Yeah, Jesus. So yeah, it would have to be one of synoptic gospels.
Matthew or Mark. All right. Based upon what you say, Matthew is saying before Abraham was I am, but he had nothing to relate to in terms of Abraham because Abraham was not written yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so if Abraham was not written yet.
No, I didn't say it wasn't now, but okay, but go ahead.
No, but I say what I say because we are talking about the Old Testament versus the New Testament. I just said the New Testament was written before the Old Testament.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I'm saying now, if Matthew is putting some words in a person's mouth that say, before Abraham was I am, alluding to something that took place before this man born, how is it that, how we come to grips with him saying that when it was not written yet?
Okay, let's look at it this way. Have you seen the movie The Matrix?
Yes.
How many sections of The Matrix were there? How many versions? Or how many episodes? You know,
I think
what, 3 or 4?
3 or 4, yeah.
Okay,
4, yeah.
All right. Written by one person, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think when this person wrote The Matrix that she already had the whole story in her head?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, of course she did.
She had the whole story in her head?
Yeah.
Okay. Explain why you think that.
Because true authorship, especially in novels, especially in writing novels, you write in reverse.
Oh.
Yeah. You already see the end of the story in your mind.
So you write the last one before you write the first one.
Well, it's not that necessarily write it before, but it's in her head that way.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
So the first one will be alluding to the last one.
Yes. That's what story writing is all about.
Well, you can't look at it that way. It's like what them call it's the one where the woman, English woman, write. And she get turned billionaire off fight. The little youth. Oh gosh, man, what's name again? This story. It's a story about this little youth in some magical.
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Yes. Exactly.
Episode. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and to show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
What is this? Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Whenever you have sequels, the author has all that in their head.
Yeah.
You see,
and they use the. Yeah, that is true because
So what
I can't see the logic tonight, but as I say, because I am trying to evaluate it in a mic.
I got you, yeah.
I have to really absorb it to a level. Maybe tomorrow we think about it.
I got you.
But I can't see where you come from.
So what you're talking about here is a mindset that created a lie.
Yeah.
And this lie is now considered to be history.
Yeah.
They wrote the whole agenda. And as a result of what they wrote, look what's going on in the so-called Middle East. You got people fighting each other, man.
Because of that.
Over two people that never even existed.
This is the cutting edge on RFM. We're there with you. I'm talking to Dr. Ray here, you know, and I sit down. Meanwhile, the advertisement never go on, right? I go over where I say, all right, I want to repeat it. Because if I repeat it for my own self, I know people them want to listen.
I got you.
All right. A group of people sitting down and writing a story.
Mm-hmm.
But they're writing the story in episodes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So in writing the story in episode, now them start at episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
But in writing episode 1, them allude to episode 3 and episode 4. So them put something in episode 1 alluding to episode 3.
Right.
So when you reach episode 3, you can say, well, oh, and they said it's in episode 1, you know. See it now fulfilled in episode 3.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
That's deep, man.
Yeah.
That's deep. All right, so...
But see, the thing is the reason why it's hard for us to see that is because we've been taught that the Bible is a book of chronological history.
Yes.
And it's not a history book.
So it might make you sound like, where get this foolishness from? Or can I say the Old Testament was written before, the New Testament was written before Old Testament, when we don't know for ages and centuries that this thing was written. You know, you're not the first man I hear to that thing, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not the first man I hear to that thing. Because the first time I hear that thing, you know, I did just make it go cross.
Okay.
I make it go cross because I say, all right, Judaism come before Christianity. Christianity come before Judaism. How is that possible? But now, you explain it about the episode.
Yes.
And because we know, it's the same people them writing everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the same people them writing everything.
If it's the Quran,
yes,
same people.
Yes.
Because it starts with Adam.
Yes.
See, Adam
all
is
of them
Adam is the beginning of their story.
Yes. All of the story of them in the three religion.
Exactly.
Religion,
yes.
And then Western religion.
Yes.
Start with Adam. And what we now we have to grasp this. All right. The group of people who we now call Jews is really the residues of the Exodus who invade Egypt.
Yes.
They invade Egypt from Russia.
Yes.
They come out of these mountains, Caucasus Mountain, and they invade Egypt. And when they invade Egypt, they start to move, they dismantle Egypt, actually.
Yes, they did.
They actually almost like they colonize Egypt.
Exactly. That's where that's your European pharaohs, Ptolemies, come from.
Yes. All right. So now the Europe, and then now Julius Caesar and all these guys start to infiltrate it because of these.
There you go.
Cleopatra, who was part of the whole thing, and the son of Julius Caesar and Cleopatra became pharaohs of Egypt. So you have white people now start to govern in Egypt. All right. So when these people come out of Egypt now and spread them wings now into their original land, Russia, Germany, and all these places with them, Denmark, all these places them come from now. And next group of people, named the British, realize these people need somewhere to live.
Right.
So them gonna bomb, and in the 40s, them take this piece of land and say, all right, you come and occupy this piece of land.
Which is Canaan.
Yeah, which is the land of your foreparents. Alluding to now the stories that was written.
Right, exactly.
In those days.
Exactly.
To validate now them occupying this piece of land.
Exactly.
So when you read it now, you have a sympathy for these people.
You got it, man.
You say, but wait, them take with the people them land, them need to get back them land because the Lord gave them this land flowing with milk and honey.
Ain't that something?
Which is them, they done right that already.
Right.
In the story. So you know, looking for the episodes.
You got it.
You allude to, yes, that's deep.
You got it, brother.
That's deep.
Yeah, and once you know this, once you come to grips with this, it all comes, like you're saying, it all comes clear. Now, what do you do with that?
Yes.
What do you do with the fact that what do you do with the reality that what you thought was history,
it's his story,
is truly his story?
Yes.
Which is what the word history means.
Well, what we do with it? Tell me.
That's when you delete it. That's when you realize, you say, okay, this is not consistent. This is something wrong with this. Okay, and once you see, it's the acid test here is how many inconsistencies do you have to find in something before you discard it as fallible?
Yes, yeah.
You see, for me, it only takes one. Once I see one inconsistency, then I know that it's not infallible.
Yes.
You see?
Of course.
And we were taught that the Bible is infallible.
Yes.
We were taught that it's authentic, that it's inerrant.
The Word of God.
Yes. See? And in order for us as a people, brother, to begin to return to being in the position to get up and accomplish what we will.
Yes.
Before we can even begin to get there, we have to dispel the myth in our minds. Because the myth is what's keeping us down.
You know, they say that the New Testament was first written in Greek.
Koine Greek, that's correct.
Okay, all right. And they say that the Old Testament was first written in Amharic.
Yep.
Amharic.
Aramaic.
Explain to us.
Now, again, that's what they tell us.
Yes. So, what in the Old Testament was written in what?
They say it was written in Aramaic.
Where did these people develop this language?
That's what I'm saying, brother.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See, this is all created to give legitimacy to their so-called authenticity.
Yeah, like Gotham.
Exactly.
Batman in Gotham.
You got it, brother.
Yeah,
see. So, and then if you do the research on the Roman Piso family.
Okay, we do that research too. I will find just one family I write the whole thing.
Yeah.
Matthew, Mark, Luke,
See, and the Roman Piso family was simply writing a stage play.
I asked a very eloquent preacher and journalist by the name of Mr. Ian Bowen. He wanted to come on the program.
Okay.
I don't know if he can because he leave in Monday. But I asked him if I heard about that family.
The Piso family?
And him said, no, I've never heard about it.
Wow.
Said, did you know that family wrote everything that you know?
Exactly.
Different. They give, all them do is giving you. But some people say it is not a valid historical fact that this family, and I know a lot of people, here we talk about them already, but some people is saying that the Piso family is not a valid family in relationship to the authorship of the New Testament.
Well, they would have to say that. Yeah. They have to say that. Because, see, what's happening is scholarship now is throwing too many monkey wrenches in the program of religion. People are beginning to understand that the literature of the so-called canonized 66 books of the Bible, it has many inconsistencies, many contradictions now. Even many of our people are beginning to realize that. You see, because we have young people who are going to college now, going to school, okay? And they're becoming thinkers.
Yes.
You follow me? And they're just not accepting the stuff that our grandparents and stuff put up with.
Yes.
You know? So when something has to stay in place, you got to have an explanation for the madness. And that is, you know, now, whether the Piso family wrote it or not, I mean, you know, I don't know them. I never met them, okay? But the research shows that they did. The research showed that the Piso family wrote the entire New Testament.
Yes.
You see? But again, if the Piso family wrote the New Testament, then that means that not one person in the New Testament
is
real.
Well, we want the people to know that the Piso family is a Roman family.
Roman aristocracy.
Yes. They alone could actually write.
Yes, brother.
Because the layman on the ground could not write or even intellectualize what we now read.
Exactly.
So it must be of somebody of high education in these days that could have written the literature that we know.
Exactly.
Now call the Bible.
Yes.
So they give it over to this group of people named the Piso. And Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is not real people. Because we were brought up to believe that Matthew was the person who was following Christ, one of the disciples.
Of course we were taught that.
It's weird down at the bottom of my life. I can realize it, but no, not go so. It's not the same person. And all of these people, we don't even know there's no historical reference.
Not one.
There's no biography of
Matthew. Not one.
There's no biography of Luke.
Not one.
You know, we just hear that these people is the people them who record the greatest story on earth.
Not one. Man, I had a debate, and I don't like to use the word debate, but a discussion with some seminarians at Dallas Theological Seminary. And I challenged these seminarians to locate the burial site of anybody mentioned in the Bible.
Yeah.
Anybody mentioned. Where are they buried at?
Well,
Now I can take you right now and show you the burial sites of Ursa Rasa Tepenrad Amesu Meriamen, Imhotep, Zoser, Nedeket. You follow what I'm saying? Pharaoh Akhenaten. I can show you these burial sites of these great African pharaohs who lived 15, 20, 25,000 years ago. I can show you their burial site.
Well, we went into Mount Zion, and they showed us a place where they said this was where David was buried. And we went into the sepulchre, where the sepulchre, the church of the, what them call it, Holy Sepulchre or something. And they show you this big stone. And white people from all over the world bring pictures of some cryptic
right,
and put it on the stone,
right,
heel. And then they show you this place that this is where Christ was buried.
Now let me add to that, because I've been there in my research. They never say this is where. What they say is it is believed that this is where Christ walked or was buried. They can't say it's where it was, and they know they can't.
But they put up signs, you know, like David, like me and my brethren push my head through it and say, rotted, you know, so when they are Mount Zion are going at David Sepulchre. This is weird.
Yeah. I mean, for example, I challenge everybody, show me one stone from Solomon's temple. Come on, man. One pebble. Give me a pebble of we're talking Solomon's temple here. We're talking the very edifice that the entire Masonic order, states its claim on, brother.
And this was like what? This was supposed to be 3,000 years ago.
Right.
We have temples 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
We're still standing.
Right. Come on, man. So my thing is, if you don't have any evidence, you have no argument.
This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. We want to just make you hear this, and this is coming from a Christian.
Okay.
Hey, folks, welcome to another edition. Now we can stop it and start it back again. We play this continuously.
Hey, folks, welcome to another edition of Questions Protestants Can't Answer. Today's question is, who wrote the Gospel of Mark? And how do you know? I'm John Martinoni, president and founder of the Bible Christian Society, and today's question is focused on the idea of sola scriptura, which is Latin for the Bible alone, or the Bible only, which is one of the fundamental pillars of most of Protestantism, that we can know all we need to know about our Christian faith and about Christian morals by simply picking up the Bible and reading. So this question, who wrote the book of Mark, is a very important question, because what it does is, if all I need to know about Christianity I get from the Bible, if the Bible is my sole authority in matters of faith and morals, which it is for most Protestants, how can they answer that question? Because nowhere in the Bible does it tell us who wrote the book of Mark. This thing right here at the beginning of the Gospel of Mark in Scripture that says the Gospel according to Mark, that's not inspired Scripture. That's put in there by the publisher of the Bible. We don't have any originals from Mark that say, I, Mark, wrote this Gospel, or that say the Gospel according to Mark. So again, if you go by the Bible alone, how do you know that Mark wrote Mark? That somebody named Mark even wrote Mark? And how do you know that that Mark was inspired? Where in the Bible does it tell you who wrote the Gospel of Mark so that you may trust that it is inspired Scripture? Because if you don't know who wrote it, how can you know it's inspired scripture? This is very, very important. So as Catholics, we need to ask everyone who believes in the Bible alone as their sole rule of faith, who wrote Mark? And if they say Mark, the secretary of Peter and companion of Paul, the next question is, how do you know? Because I read Mark and there's nothing here that says, I, Mark, companion of Peter and Paul, wrote this gospel. Nothing in Luke that tells me, nothing in Paul's letters that tells me who wrote the Gospel of Mark. So what authority are you relying on? It's not the scriptures to know who wrote Mark. So again, the question is, who wrote the Gospel of Mark, and how do you know? Think about it. Pray about it.
That's it for now. Thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Time is 8 minutes past the hour of 12 o'clock.
Brothers and sisters, this is Charlie. Join us with respect for our national anthem. Let us stand and defend this one. Peace and love. Thank you. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Do our life through countless hours. To our leaders, great defenders, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth, be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love.
Calling you African people, this is an African court. Those who want to hear this court, please come in and sit down. Calling you African people, representing the people.
Mutabaruka. REFM, thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Yeah, we just want to remind the people them that this is just a pre-thing to what will happen at the Rio Bueno Festival, Marcus Garvey Festival. We want you to know that this is happening Saturday and Sunday. You know, we will be broadcasting live on the Running African from 6 a.m. in the morning. And, you know, we go on till, I don't know, maybe it's about 12 o'clock, and then we have other things happening after 12 up to 6 o'clock in the evening. You know, it's big things, and we know that right now people have made preparations already to come down. I don't know the hotel situation stay now, because trust me, the hotel them kind of book solid. It's like some face. It's like some face. I go ahead, you understand? And it's all about Marcus Garvey. It's all about Marcus Garvey, who say, if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you have won even before you have started. This is a serious thing. So we're talking to the doctor here, Brother Ray, as we shall affectionately call him from now, Brother Ray.
That's right, brother.
Brother Ray is shedding some light on certain things that I have heard before, but never really sci-fi out in terms of putting it together in certain perspective. All right, so before we go to the break, I was talking about this family, this Roman family, who I get to understand that they were the ones who was responsible to write all of this, the story, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and these things. But it's some deep story. Knowing that the Romans got them things from the Greeks got them things from the Egyptians.
Yes.
It was not very difficult for the Romans to put together a story like this.
Exactly.
By usurping and drawing from the different traditions of Kemet and the different mythologies.
That's what writers do.
That exists in Egypt.
Yeah.
And I would just mention about Batman, the writer of Batman placed Batman in a geographical location that is familiar to people.
Right.
So it is almost like you are now living in the space where this person is.
That's what makes it real.
Yes.
See, and that's what they did in their story writing. They used the names of real places.
Yes.
And real names for people.
Yes.
To give it legitimacy to their creation. And the thing is, it was taught to us, Muta, it was taught to us, man, listen, this stuff was taught to me, man, out of my mother's womb.
Yes.
And my parents taught it to me.
Yes.
Okay, so I trust my parents.
Of course.
I'm not going to challenge what they're teaching me, man. And what's really deep about it is when I listen to my father, preach this story about Moses, about Jonah in the belly, and give it such emotion and such veracity and as a child, I'm watching this, man, and I'm listening to I'm watching people get happy over it and emotionalized and all this power is being manifested. That means all this stuff is real.
Yes.
So I grow up not ever questioning it, never challenging it.
Most of it don't do it.
Right.
Because whenever you start to do that, you're coming out with something different, and then you are isolated from your peers and from your friends.
I know the feeling.
I get mad.
I know the feeling,
I get mad, really and truly. Well, it's only for mad people about the place, because there's a lot of people coming to this awakening.
Yes.
And realizing that something went wrong. And we need to figure it out. And only for ones that figure it out. Because we see Roman Catholicism is on the decrease.
Yes.
A lot of people is moving out of that.
Yeah, I'm looking at churches, man. In fact, I did a lecture called "The Demise of Christianity." I'm sorry, the demise of the demise. Yeah, that's what it's called, the demise of Christianity, and it's because people are realizing that these are stories. You follow me? And like I said, man, once your eyes come open,
yes, it's a different thing.
Yes, sir, brother. One person said it this way, man. Once, in fact, it was Dr. Zazar said it in Blacked Out Through Whitewash. She said it this way: once the chick leaves the shell of its ignorance, it can never go back.
Yes, it's a serious thing.
Can't go back in, man. And they're even in the Matrix. Remember that scene where the guy wanted to get put back into the Matrix? It don't work like that, man.
Can't go back at all.
Can't go back, brother.
Yes. All right. The idea of Kemetic understanding and the Christian understanding, we see it clash in how they draw from the Kemetic understanding of these mythologies and place it into a position now where what they tell us is the real stuff and what we know about Kemet is devil thing. So we get things like the ankh, and most Christians don't want you to wear an ankh because them say it's a devil thing that. In Jamaica they do that.
Really?
Yeah, in Jamaica, I used to sell ankh. I used to have a store and I sell ankh. And a sister came in there and buy an ankh, and she go to her workplace with it. And the boss tell her, say she can't wear it in her place because it's a devil symbol.
Wow.
He never know what this ankh is all about. And if you look on, every time you hear some of these evangelists speak against, for instance, the rappers or anything, they speak of them based upon the symbols that they use. And the symbols that they use is ancient African symbols.
Yes.
And whenever you start to delve deep into African symbols, Christianity demonize African symbol. So the things like the Ankh and what them call even the David Star, which is not David Star.
Right. Mogan David.
Yeah. It's like you shouldn't have that. You shouldn't have that around you. Oh, you deal with that in your congregation?
I explain it to the people.
Right.
I explain it, and I do. For example, on on the pulpit at the African Village, that's what's on the front, an Ankh. Okay, and people ask, and what's amazing to me, man, is how when I run across Europeans, they say, "Oh, that's a beautiful Ankh you have on."
Yeah, definitely, yes.
And I'll ask the European, I say, "So you know what this means?" And they say, "Yes, it's the African key of life." White folks say that to me.
Yeah, black people.
My people,
humanize it right immediately.
My people say, "Why you got that symbol of Satan on?" So I explain to our people, and of course, for those who are listening who don't know, the Ankh it's not a cross. It's not an African cross. It is the symbol that represents the family unit. The top of the Ankh is oval shaped, which represents the womb of the woman. The wings on the Ankh represents the ovaries, from which the eggs come. The bottom of the Ankh represents the phallus of the male. When all that comes together, man, you have life.
Complete, yeah.
You see? And as long as it comes together, now this, you're just getting ready to go in another direction now. As long as that comes together, you will have eternal life.
Yes.
You see? Yes. So this is one of the reasons for the strategy, the subliminal devices now of homosexuality.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? To prevent life.
Yes.
It's the most subtle form of genocide that I've ever seen. So I try to get our people to understand the importance of wearing an Ankh. Why wear a cross? I mean, let's look at this. Why wear a cross when the cross is nothing more than the old-fashioned electric chair?
Symbolize dead.
It is what the Roman government killed people on.
Yeah.
Okay? You wouldn't wear an electric chair around your neck.
Yeah.
So why wear a cross around your neck? And we somehow or another, again, the programming, we think that the cross has something to do with Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus wasn't the only person killed on a cross, man.
It was just a normal way to kill people in the Roman.
That was the vehicle of death for everybody at that time.
Yeah, like hanging, like election.
Yeah. Exactly. So for the Christians who are listening to me, I'm getting ready to tell y'all something that'll make you a very rich person if you listen now. Okay? If you want to wear something around your neck, you don't want to wear an Ankh around your neck, then patent an empty tomb. Okay? Since you say that Jesus got up out the grave, instead of wearing a cross, you should be wearing an open tomb around your neck.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
I see you were staying.
Yeah, man, somebody patent that, they'll get rich.
All right, in the Bible, them say when Christ raised from the dead, you have a whole heap of other people that be raised from the dead too. I don't remember which one of the book them. Again, we go to Matthew, maybe it was Mark, who have these really strange stories that a whole heap of dead people get up at the same time Christ raised from the dead. And not only that, no, but there's a man in the book named Lazarus.
Yes.
Lazarus was almost smelling along in the dead. And Jesus took him out of the tomb and bring him back to life. My question is, did he die again or is he still living? Because what would be the purpose of raising a man for the dead? For sure, I've said you can raise the dead. Or what would be the purpose of raising him from the dead? For him to die again? Because it is only for man to die once. After that is the judgment.
Right.
Obviously, in past the judgment where Jesus himself raised him out of the coffin to make him live again. So, what do you think about that?
Well, if it had actually happened, see, again, we got to remember, this never historically happened.
Yeah.
So we're trying to answer questions
that of something never happened.
Of nothing, right?
Give what them say.
Right, exactly. So of course, he's not still walking around on the planet. Okay, so that means that
he died again.
He had to have died again. But yet, in theology, you're taught that once you're resurrected, you can't die again.
Yeah, that is my point.
Right. Now, and I believe it was in the movie The Last Temptation of Christ. I believe it was in that movie. It showed that somebody walked up and stabbed him. Okay. You know, they had to find they had to find a way
to kill him again,
to get him back in the ground. You see what I'm saying? But it's interesting that you pull up this scripture, because this is one of the passages that I try to help people understand as to what the Bible says about why Jesus died. Okay? The Bible clearly says that Jesus did not die for the sins of the world. And it's in the very book chapter that you just referred to.
Yes.
And now follow how deep this goes. What we're getting ready to look at right now is what happened to Marcus Garvey, to Martin Luther King, to Malcolm X, to Medgar Evers. Okay, any liberator. This is what happens to a liberator. According to the Bible, when Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, he raised a man from the dead, not a child, a man from the dead. And the Bible says in the 11th chapter of John, okay, that when he that was, in the 44th verse, it says, and he that was dead came forth bound hand and foot with grave clothes and so forth. The 45th verse says, then many of the Jews which came to Mary and saw what Jesus did believed on him. Now, this is so important, Muta, here, because the people saw this man raise the dead.
Yes.
Now, let's apply that to us today. When you awaken somebody's mind, you're raising the dead, man. Okay? When you open their eyes to see the truth instead of the lie, you're raising the dead. Well, notice what happened. It goes on to say in the 47th verse, then gathered the chief priests and Pharisees a council saying, what are we going to do? Because this man is performing a lot of miracles. Then it goes on to say, 48th verse, if we don't stop him, everybody's going to believe on him, and the Roman government is going to come and take away our place, remove our political seats. So it goes on to say that Caiaphas, being the high priest that year, literally convinced them to begin to come up with a strategy to kill Jesus to satisfy the Roman government. You see what I'm saying? Because people were starting to believe on this dude. So he didn't die for the sins of the world. According to this passage, it says that he should die for that nation. In other words, so that the Roman government wouldn't come and exterminate these people.
I came for the last house of Israel, this last sheep of Israel. Not for the world, because I did not even come to bring peace in the world, but
and in fact, in the passages that you're referencing, he actually says to the disciples, he says, listen, go not until the way of the Gentiles.
Yes, but to the lost sheep of Israel.
Only the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now, it's deep because the Gentiles are Europeans.
Europeans, yes.
Okay, he actually told them, do not take this message to the Europeans. It ain't for them. And in another passage, a European comes to him and says, have mercy on me. And he said, it ain't right to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs.
Swine, yes.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Now, of course, we're talking about stuff that didn't actually really happen. You know?
All right. We're going to come back around to this. In Corinthians, Paul says, if a man lie with the next man, it's like him says, abomination to the Lord. And it also referred to in Leviticus where it says, any man that lie with the next man to be stoned to death. All right. In Roman and Greek traditions, this was a normal thing for them to do.
Yes.
So now, why would the same people write in that story in a book that would go against the cultural practices? If the Romans write what we now call Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and also Leviticus and all these things, well, maybe not them write it still, maybe it's the Exodus, but we say the Romans write it. Why would the Romans who have homosexuality as part of them culture write out homosexuality to the point where them say any man get found to do that would die? Explain that.
Because it is required in order for a following or religion or an order or whatever to sit well with the people, to get a following of the people, there must be an element of morality. There must be an element of morality. Okay, there has to be this aspect of God is not going to be happy with me if I do a certain thing. Okay, so the moral question must be included in their thesis. And it's interesting you said, because what's deep about it, and let me show you how they deal with the immorality of the moral question. They turn around and create a picture of themselves. Grab how deep this goes. They paint a picture of their own behavior in literature.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and say, under the doctrine of atonement and justification, that this behavior is covered by the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, but in Leviticus it says you should stone a man to death.
Right.
Why would they write?
Now you back to the same question you asked earlier now.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you're talking about the storyline here of immorality. See, you got to keep in mind the whole thing here. Now grab how deep this goes. The whole reason why Jesus supposedly came to earth was to reverse what Adam did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yet Jesus never said anything about Adam.
Yeah. Well, it never reversed neither.
Well, see, according to the Bible, Adam sinned and separated man from God.
Yes.
Okay, so Jesus is the second Adam.
Yes.
Even though he never claimed that.
Yeah. That is the doctrine of Christianity.
Right, that's the doctrine. Yeah. Jesus is the second Adam, and he reversed what the first Adam did. Now, here's what's deep about this. Under the doctrine of atonement, the doctrine of atonement actually says that the blood of Jesus, not only does it take away your sins, not only does it cover your sins, but it removes your sins. Yes. And here's the deep part about it. It says, removing any obligation of the sinner to make right what he did wrong. That's what atonement is all about. Yeah. So again, it's back to the moral question. They know that they are immoral by nature. You follow me? And that's why in the Pauline writings it says a man is justified without the deeds of the law. Just by faith. You see? So if I just exercise faith, I'm declared righteous. Yeah. So now with that kind of doctrine, man, you got ministers molesting children. You got two men going together, and that's what the word agape means. We need to understand how deep this thing is, Muta. The word love, there are 4 Greek words for love. The first is storgion, which means ecstatic love, ecstasy. The love that a person expresses at the height of an orgasm. When they say, I love you, that's called storgion, S-T-O-R-G-E-O-N. The next word is eros, E-R-O-S, which means sexual love. In other words, I like what happens in my body. I love what happens in my body when we're in each other's presence.
That's an Italian word, or Greek word.
Yes, Greek.
Yeah.
The next word is phileo. Now, most churches teach that phileo is brotherly love. But it's not brotherly love. It's the love between two grown men. Okay? The fourth is agape. Now, this is some deep stuff because agape in the Greek culture means the highest form of love. Now, when you say that to us, we think God. But the Greeks did not have a God consciousness, man, until they invaded Africa. And long before they invaded Africa, their vocabulary had the word agape in it. So it could not be relating to God. Agape is the highest form of love in the Greek culture. But in the Greek culture, the highest form of love is adult male to child male sex. That's called agape.
Adult to child, what we call it again?
Sodomy?
No, with a man, pedophiles.
Pedophilia, yeah, exactly, yeah. You know, and it's something, man, because this thing is...
that's why the Greeks, that's why the Greeks, in their tradition, big men of high status used to have little boys in them home, in them college.
Exactly. That's their tradition. See, this comes from the Greek culture. Now, what's happening is because, just like everything else, the European has forced his ways upon us. Our people are starting to do it. You see what I'm saying? And talking, we're born that way. Man, let's put it this way. In the Medunetter, in fact, it's actually in the temple of Sobek. In the inscription in stone, there it actually says, I have not engaged in unnatural sex. And the inscription in stone is two penises with the scrotum side by side. Now, this is inscribed in stone thousands of before the Europeans even came out the caves. You see what I'm saying? Letting us know that this is not an African practice. You see? So it doesn't call it sinful. The Medunetter uses the word unnatural. So when I talk to brothers and sisters who practice...
I don't say it's sinful because I don't even know what the terminology is sinful.
Exactly. Because sin simply means that you missed the mark. But whose mark? Have you missed? Okay? In our culture, our ancestors called homosexuality unnatural because it doesn't fit nature. Okay, in the cosmogony of the universe, man. Okay, you have what you call the polarity of horizontal and vertical. The only way you can have intersection, and notice how I'm spelling this, family, INTERSEXION. The only way you can have intersection is a vertical has to meet a horizontal. Two horizontals will never intersect. Two verticals will never intersect. It's not natural. So our ancestors understood that same-sex involvement is simply unnatural. It doesn't fit in line with the rules and harmony of the universe, bro.
This is the cutting edge. It's the cutting edge, and I remember talking to Brother Ray here. But all right. We went to I'm a brethren go Israel, right? And there's a group of brethren down there named the Hebrew Israelites. And the Hebrew Israelites claim that the original Israelites that was in Egypt was black people. I don't know if you ever hear that.
Oh, yes.
Reasoning. Them say that them follow in the ancient tradition of the Hebrew Israelites. There's a group of people named the Beta Israelites, otherwise known as the Falashas,
right?
That is out of Ethiopia. And they claim ancestral connection with the Solomonic house,
right?
Where they supposedly the Ark of the Covenant was supposed to move from Jerusalem into Ethiopia. Now, all you that see these brethren will say them is the original Israelite because it's black people was in Egypt. Because we know the Egyptian was black too, so we are declared that the Exodus them is the ones them who go into Egypt. and then eventually came out to be the Israelites.
Right.
Yeah. So,
and that's historical fact.
Yeah. So how did they get this reasoning about the Israelites were black people? If it is the Exodus that is declared as the invaders in Egypt and then came out and create this idea, how did these set of people come to believe that they were the ones who was in Egypt, these Africans?
Once a people, and this is so important to understand, once a people do not know who they are or where they came from, they have no choice but to look to the literature that they have put their faith in to find an identity for themselves. One of the things that I encourage our people to do is leave the Bible out of the discussion completely. Just leave it out of the discussion. Muta, if our people did that, they wouldn't have nothing to talk about. Because we are that far removed from our story. You see? Now, for example, what I'm saying is, if Deuteronomy 7 and 6 did not exist, our people of African historiography, of African genealogy, if Deuteronomy 7 and 6 did not exist, we would not be claiming such an identity. Deuteronomy 7 and 6 says these words, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God." The Lord thy God hath, check out this part now, the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are on the face of the earth. And of course, black folk who are looking for an identity, hone in on that, man, and take that identity and assign it to themselves. If Deuteronomy 7 and 6 didn't exist, what will we do for an identity?
Well, maybe we'll be forced to search deeper.
Yeah, and see, so, for example, if I say to a black man, a black woman, you are an Alkeebulanian.
Yes.
Most of them have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'm not with that.
Yeah. Well, I'm a what? You're an Alkeebulanian.
Well, I tell you, most Jamaican people don't know which part on the map is Egypt.
Right.
I guarantee you that, because it's something where we do every Black History Month. We go around at the schools them and we put up a map of Africa and ask, show me which part on that map Egypt there, because we never did know that Egypt was in Africa.
Right. And the young people today, they definitely don't know that. They think it's in the Middle East, man.
Yes, yes.
You know, because the United States Census Bureau decided that Egypt is no longer in Africa.
Yeah, they create a geographical location for something that we know is in Africa.
Yes.
But now they call it now the Middle East.
Yes.
To separate it from the continent of Africa, that you can identify with the greatness.
Yes.
That was Egypt.
Yes. And if you look at any job application now, all right, when it's asked, what nationality are you? Got me? The definition for white now is any people who originate in Europe or North Africa. Come on, man. Since when does white come out of North Africa? But again, he who controls the printed page controls the thinking of the age.
Definitely.
If they write a law and said that white people now means anybody from North Africa, and now anybody who moves from Egypt has to classify themselves as white.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and I mean, it's deep, because when I take people over to Egypt, Muslims are calling themselves Egyptians.
Yeah.
Okay? And they call the Africans their Nubians. When the ancient Egyptians, brother, make you and I look light-skinned.
Yeah, of course.
You see?
We know that. We know that from, evil, the so-called Moors.
Yes.
The Moors of Spain. who adopted Islam.
Right.
At some serious black people from all Mali.
Yes, sir, brother.
Tuareg people them who did go into South Europe.
Yep.
And really show civilization.
And to Spain, yeah.
To these people. That's serious thing.
Never use the word black Africa. Not because Africans are not black. Black is an honorable word. There's nothing basically wrong with it. But because it presupposes that there is a legitimate white Africa. There is no legitimate white Africa. And so somebody says black Africa, ask them what other kind of Africa legitimately is that?
That's right.
You never say white Europe. Then you never say wet rain. What other kind of rain is there other than wet rain?
Yes.
Yes, sir, man. That's up, brother. You know, man, I was so blessed. Brother, I was so blessed, Muta. And I say that again, man. When I was making my transition, Dr. Ben personally took me under his wing and introduced me to the Schomburg Center.
Yes.
And I remember I went to the Slave Theater. And Brooklyn.
That's in Brooklyn. Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. And Dr. Ben introduced me to Dr. Clark, and he said, John, we have a young brother who is coming over. He's a preacher. You know, and he used to call me the fat preacher from New Jersey. I was much heavier than I was now. And, man, Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben deposited so much into me.
Yes.
So as soon as I heard his voice, and he is so correct. I mean, I remember when he used to say things like that, man, and it makes so much sense. Yeah. Why do we say black Africa?
Yeah, when Africa is black.
You know, why do we say Saharan desert? Sahara means desert.
Yeah.
The problem is, so many of our people don't understand the natural order.
Yes.
That when we say black, that is Africa, man.
Of course.
You know, when we say Alkebulan, that means the black land. That's what it means.
Yes.
But, brother, again, we have been so deracinated. We've been so cut off from who we are that we have to describe things in a way that reconnects us. I don't like saying the word African, to be honest with you.
No, I don't like it neither.
I don't like saying the word, and the reason being is because it comes from a white man.
Yes.
Scipio Africanus.
Yes.
You see? So it is really in error to label ourselves African.
Yeah, Alkebulan is the word.
But the problem, Doc, is this. If I say Alkebulanian,
nobody.
For the sake of communication,
Yeah.
People don't know what I'm talking about. They don't know that the motherland was called Alkebulan. So when we say Africa, at least in the mind of those who don't know any better, they attach it to a landmass.
Yes.
You see?
It's like Kemet versus Egypt.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know, we brought Benyo Cannon here twice.
Who's that?
Benyo Cannon.
He's been here twice?
Yeah, man.
That's right.
We brought him here. He sit right where you is. Well, it was upstairs at the time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and he would speak here on the premises here and at next place. But, yeah, we brought him here twice.
Man, if it had not been for Dr. Ben, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Right, I wouldn't be sitting here.
There's a lot of things that he historically, before him, it was Europeans who were showing us these things, and it was good that you have a man like Ivan Van Sort, J.J. Rogers, and these people, who was actually digging up the history.
Yes,
sure, you know?
Yes. It's something, man, because Ivan and I both taught at Rutgers University. His class was right next to mine, and that's when I met him. And you're talking about a beautiful brother, man.
Yeah, man. Him serious with him history.
Yes.
And his foot size.
John G. Jackson.
Yes.
You know, Sheikh Anta Diop. Yeah. You know, those were the scholars, man.
Yes.
Upon whose shoulder I stand on their shoulders, you know.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You prepare something specifically for Sunday, or you just go and feel the vibe. So how you work that out?
I don't. The last time I prepared something to talk about muta,
it never work out.
Yeah, man. I'm at the place now. Let me share this with you. I had a very bad accident, October 27, 1982. I was run over by a car, and for 45 feet, man, this car twisted my body up underneath it and what have you. And, yeah, man, it tore my head open in the top. My left eye was torn out of my head. It was hanging on my cheek. Took all the meat out of the back of my hand. Broke 8 ribs. Broke my collarbone, shoulder blade.
Yeah.
You know.
That sounds like you get resurrected, man.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, because actually, I believe I died under that car.
Yeah.
You know, I had a serious experience, brother, and in the space of that week, you know, it's like the Almighty allowed that to happen just to get my attention. I was in school. I was building a business. I was, man, you know, I was just so much I was doing. And on that hospital bed, Muta, I asked God, I said, God, why did you let this happen to me? And he said, because I want to share some things with you. Now, I don't hear things audibly. You know, in my spirit, this is how I get it. And in my communication, in my spiritual communication there in that hospital bed, it was as though the Almighty spoke in my spirit and said, from now on, whenever you stand up before people, don't be concerned with making your point. Tune into the people and make the point that needs to be made. So when you ask me, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about what the Spirit would have me talk about.
Yeah, when you get there.
When I get there. But I do know that it will be centered around returning to who we are.
Yeah.
Because I feel, and I say this very seriously, I did a message entitled, You Can't Stop the Wind from Blowing. And that message came from the words of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, when he said, look for me in the whirlwind, man. You know? And I feel like I have his spirit, man, you know, to call our people back to who they are and give them the awareness that they need for us to get up and accomplish what we will.
Yeah, man, very important. This is the cutting edge. Understand? So, we know say people stay with me till them hours here and also wake up for here again 2 o'clock. So we will be here 2 o'clock Thursday. So if you want to communicate to the brethren, as we say, we give you the opportunity to communicate to the brethren. When you leave and like your ministry and thing, I know who deal with it when you're not there. I just don't happen.
I have assistants that work with me, associate ministers, and they carry on in my absence. You know, in fact, at headquarters, I have 3 in particular that carry on when I'm not there.
So you're not in St. Louis again?
Actually, St. Louis is our headquarters.
Okay.
But like I said, man, you know, we're building in Atlanta now. You know, we have a very strong group in Atlanta growing up, and so I'm personally back and forth between Atlanta and St. Louis a lot.
Okay. Yes, blessed
Rastafari.
As is.
Yes, Pastor. I'm in a year in the Acts part of the Bible. And then say, Jesus, the Christ, was hung on a tree. Acts 10, from 38, I tell me, say, he was slew and hung on a tree.
Yeah.
I allowed the man to declare to them and the world the crucifixion and hung on a tree. What's the difference between that?
Well, it's 2 different books. You read it, you know. One say hang on tree and another one say they're on a cross. So it's 2 different people attack. It's 2 different accounts of the same thing.
Yeah, because I say one was an eventual thing. It is an event when you go through one stage to another.
Yeah.
Well, I participate. I argument say it wasn't an eventful thing.
Yeah.
Because in that time, Jesus was more like a man where they man look for to crucify and kill. Yeah. So them slew him instead of trying to do threw him first, and then hang him on a tree.
Yeah.
And that sound more practical to I in them time.
Yeah, well, you know, the Romans, them used to hang people on a cross, you know, as part of the meaning of these people who them call criminals. So them hang like a normal criminal. But you see, the other part where you are talking about now, say hang on a tree, is there where the confusion arise now that you don't know which one to believe. If him did hang on a tree or if him did sleep on a cross.
Yeah, I'm going to say it couldn't be an event.
That you don't know which one to believe.
Yes,
if him did hang on a tree or if him did sleep on a cross.
Yeah, I'm going to say it couldn't be an event because I look for a man like Jesus in them time there. They're not going to waste no time with him. They're not going to can't turn on justice. They're not going to want to do what they want to do with him.
You know, so them try still. If a man blow up a building, them still carry a court, but try still, you know. Even though them know how you do it. So what I say now is that I think what the confusion comes is when, you see, because what you try to know is put sense to nonsense by saying that it must get hung on a tree rather than put on a cross. When you look on the two things, them, it's one man at him get hung on a cross and the next man at him hung on a tree. So we're in a really problem here to find out which one we must believe. You know, and if one wrong and one right, maybe the two of them wrong.
Now, what's really interesting about it, and this is why this is why language is so important, because we read about a story that took place when people weren't speaking English. Okay. When we say a cross or a tree, that's still English. But the word is actually Xylon.
Referring to what?
That's the word. That's the word that you're referring to in Acts. The word is Xylon. And Xylon simply means several things. It means a gibbet. It means a shackle for the feet. It means a staff or a stick or a beam or that which is made of wood. You see, so what we're dealing with is English. And English, whenever you try to translate, man, you lose a whole lot. So we can go into discussions for days about it.
So you are saying it can mean that he was crucified on a xylon, which are crucified on a piece of stick. I was crucified.
It could have been a stick.
I was hanged on a xylon, which means he was hanged on a stick.
Right, exactly. It could have been a stick, because the word Xylon simply means a piece of wood that is used as a shackle. Yes. You see?
You hear that, Bridget? Yeah? Oh, credit look like it done. Yes, we can understand that. The word Xylon can go for it. It's like the word virgin.
Yeah. See, we're trying to describe in English what didn't take place in English.
Yes, it takes place in a different language.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like the word Jesus.
Exactly.
It never exists.
Never exists. Yeah. There was no J.
Yeah, there was no J, yes.
Right.
So, and then the name that they give it is a Greek word.
Exactly. Jesus, right.
Jesus Christos.
Exactly.
Which is problematic too, because there is no, apart from the word that the people call Hebrews, Aramaic, Yahshua.
Right.
People say Yahshua, the translation of Yahshua is Joshua.
It's Joshua, right.
Yes,
exactly.
Joshua. So if you wanted to use a word, it would be more in English Joshua than Jesus.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Joshua is nearer to the translation of Joshua than Jesus.
Exactly. Because Joshua means he who saves.
Yes. It's just that because there's no Y, there's no J in the alphabet.
Right.
They say Yahshua.
Yahshua, yeah.
Yes. So when the J come, you say Joshua.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's like Judah.
Mm-hmm. Or Yoda, right?
Yoda.
Exactly,
yeah.
right.
You know,
see,
people don't understand that neither, you know.
Yeah, so language is very important.
Yes.
You know, a lot of times people get into debates, and I try to get the brothers to understand, why are we going through all this over English, and they didn't speak English?
Yes.
You know, people say, Jesus said unto them, if any man will come after me and deny himself. He didn't say that.
Yeah.
Because he didn't speak English.
Yeah, and not only that, them say, Christians and people say there's no other name
Right.
That man can be saved, but it's in the name of Jesus.
Right, exactly. Not
and
possible.
there was no Jesus.
There was no Jesus, man.
Was no Jesus.
There was no.
It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, that's the problem.
All right, you see, we attack it and we understand it, but for a whole heap of ones out there who is so deep into the craziness, it's very difficult for them to come and say, oh, you mean there's no J in the alphabet? Because them can't understand that there was a time, 500 years ago, there was no J.
There was no J.
There was no King James.
Right, exactly.
Right, there's no J in James.
Exactly.
That's all.
I mean, that's a fact, man.
Yeah, of course it's a fact. But so, it's very difficult for people to come to that.
Yeah.
Because if you start to understand that, you know, then you will realize now how deep the lie is.
Exactly. And I was just going to say, see, what it's like an onion, man. You're starting to peel back the layers.
Yes.
See,
yes.
And people don't want you to peel back the layers, man.
No,
leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Yes.
Leave me where I am.
Yeah, comfortable.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss.
Hey, man.
Ignorance is bliss, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, it kind of perplexing to know that we're still, as black people, after so much years, I guess the more information that is presented is the more people will realize how duped we get into the whole thing, you know, and this whole idea, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it's not that people don't want to know, but the information is not readily available for them to know.
Right.
And when them hear the information, it sounds so alien to them that it's almost sound like it's something that is eating them.
Yeah.
To make them fall and don't get up back.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Instead of eating them for you.
And like you said, Muta, some people don't want to know. When they begin to, I've had people to say to me, Brother Ray, I heard this lecture you did, and man, I want to know more. And then when they start learning more, they say, okay, I don't want to learn no more. Because knowledge brings change.
Yes.
Okay? And it's like, now wait a minute. If what you're saying is true, then what about this over here?
Yes.
Okay? And when this over here is responsible for you being where you are today.
Yeah.
You know, especially in the case of many of our pastors who are doing so well financially.
Yes.
Okay? Brother, no. Don't mess with that, man. The clip you were playing a little earlier, man, Del Jones, man, brother, you know Del never performed that live.
He came in the studio with me too, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, we had him in the studio more than once.
Yeah. He performed, he recorded that, and it was so painful for him that he never performed it live. He only did it that one time.
The slave ship.
Slave ship, man.
Yeah.
First time I heard that thing, man, I cried like a baby, man. Because it was my, I could feel it.
Yeah, man, of course. I mean, if you can't feel that.
I could feel it, and I was going through that too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, man.
Welcome to Jamaica, Dr. Ray.
My brother, thank you. So, man, I'm so excited to be here with my family. I don't know what to do, man.
It's a pleasure talking to you, Doctor. You know, I always listen on the radio, on YouTube and things, and I said, I can't wait for you to get there, man.
Wow.
But I have a question, though.
Yes.
You know, here in Jamaica, we have the most churches per square mile. We are doing bad at politics. We are doing bad at crime and violence.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you know, a lot of Jamaican churches are Protestants, right?
Yes.
So my question is, who was King James, and what authority did he have to produce a Bible? Because when I speak to persons about their faith, Christianity, they defend their Bible, which was written by King James, and they separate it from the Catholic Church. You understand?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to add some clarity to this topic.
All right. Well, first of all, let's deal with the two versions of the Bible. The Catholic Bible is also in the King James Version. However, the Catholic Bible contains a section called the Pseudepigrapha, also known as the Apocryphal Writings.
Yes.
You follow what I'm saying? Which is not in the Protestant Bible. But both are in the King James Version. Now, let's deal with this thing of King James for a moment, and I don't mean to, because I don't have time to give a 6-week lecture here, so let me just, get right to the point. And for those out there who can't grab what I'm saying, please understand I don't mean no harm. I'm not trying to be insensitive. But we must understand that King James was not a man of moral character. And there is a book entitled The Wisest Fool in Christendom, King James the First. Okay, and I encourage everybody to order it, and you'll read about King James. King James was a very sadistic person. Okay, he was homosexual. He killed his lovers after having sex with them. King James wanted to publish a literature that would give him absolute total dominance and control over the population. So what he did, and now follow the parallel here. In theology, we're taught that the Bible was written over a period of 1,600 years by 40 different authors. Now, that's what's taught in Bibliology 101. Notice the power, again, over 1,600 years by 40 different authors. The truth of the matter is the King James Version of the Bible was commissioned to be written in the year 1600. And King James, or James Stewart was his name, commissioned 40 of his so-called scholars to complete this task, which was completed in 1611. So it's not that the Bible was written over a period of 1,600 years. That is not correct, but that's what we're taught in theology. It was written in the years, the work began in the year 1600 by 40 different so-called scholars of King James. And that's the facts on that.
So you say, all right, 1,000 years ago, 1,500 years ago, there was no written Bible.
No.
There was nothing written about these people.
No. For example, when people like to say, well, the Bible says in Hebrews 4:12, for the word of God is quick and alive and power. And I tell people when they say that, that's not talking about the Bible. The Bible didn't exist when that was written. Mm-hmm. You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The Bible came into existence, as we know it today, just a few hundred years ago.
Yes. All right, so how much translation did it go through before it reached King James?
Before it actually, we're talking maybe four or five translations. The earliest, if I recall correctly, now I could be in error on this because I'm seeing so many in my head, but we're talking about the Geneva Bible. Yeah. You follow me? I'm trying to recall the
Tinsdale. They have one name.
Tinsdale is a later version.
Yeah.
In fact, that's a version, not a translation.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying? But man, it's so many versions and translations. Okay.
What is important though now is the bloodline of King James the First.
He
was the son of Mary.
Of who?
Of who?
Son of Mary, Queen of Scotland.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's a while ago.
Yeah. Now, actually, man, a very important thing that you may want to look into is the bloodline period. The bloodline of power in religion and politics. Okay.
Exactly.
Going all the way back to
that same bloodline.
Yes.
That passed it down to Jamaica because the Britain, Elizabeth II, the same bloodline coming down, and they passed the same history with that have created this whole mess on our economy.
Yes.
People who believe in this religion and this politics.
Yes. And it's deep because we're going back to Philip of Macedonia now. You see what I'm saying? Philip, who was Alexander the Greek's father.
Greek, yeah.
Okay, and it's really interesting because this bloodline coming from Philip of Macedonia comes all the way up till today. Every king, every ruler, the Queen of England, all of these people are traced back through Philip of Macedonia's bloodline. Every president, every ruler, it's amazing how deep this thing goes, man.
Yes.
This bloodline power regime is
one bloodline,
man.
It look like different people was the one thing.
I think you have an important task to help us. Maybe we need to start a chapter here. Because our country really needs some of your teaching.
Well, the cutting edge they are still from a longer time. I said the same thing.
Yeah, the cutting edge is always there, but
I said the same thing.
When you say the cutting edge, they say Mutabaruka is a madman. Oh, you cannot.
I guarantee you that all the people out there who are listening to this right now say him is a more madman than me.
Well,
I guarantee you.
What I'd like something though, I'd like you to appear on profile.
Yeah, well, we did try to do it, but that was the link because Ian Boone did try to get him, but he might leave Monday.
Okay.
And Sunday's our thing, and
yeah.
Leave Monday.
So it's okay to do because it's tapping into.
It's okay, brother. I will be back.
Yeah, we understand. Him tapping that program. They tap into a whole heap of Christian-minded people too.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, give thanks.
They need to bring back this money as soon,
All right, sir. We'll figure it out.
Well, hope to see you on Sunday, brother.
Okay, my brother. I look forward to it.
Yeah, man.
All right. Take care now.
Yeah.
Peace be with you.
All right. It's interesting about this King James thing, because I don't know. Elizabeth the First made herself a virgin.
Right.
Even though she wasn't a virgin.
Right.
She actually made herself a virgin. And the thing, and the Pope many times tried to kill her and never get through to kill her because she was like one of them outers woman who never care one thing, that to the point where she actually sit down on the throne and make herself a virgin.
Ain't that something?
That's deep. Even though she didn't have lovers.
She was nowhere near a virgin, bro.
But she make herself a virgin. She went down in history as a woman who make herself a virgin.
Yeah, right. Oh, brother, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. Blessed Muta.
Wait a man.
There.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Yes, I have to welcome Brother Ray Hagins to Jamaica,
Oh, my brother, thank you so much, brother.
No, we have to be very careful now what we are treading on, because listen what is happening now. Brother Ray, while you are doing this great work, right, deconstructing all the lies.
Yes.
We have Stephen Mailer, who regard himself, this is a Caucasian, as a white African. He is now doing lectures on what he called chemitology. And what they have done, they are creating a new interpretation of everything in Egypt. They have moved the Garden of Eden from out of Ethiopia, and it is now in Europe. So the new versions of the Bibles that they are writing, and you are so correct that he who control the print control the age.
Yes, sir, brother.
So they are now trying to rewrite themselves in history again.
And they move Egypt out of Africa and put it in the Middle East.
In the Middle East, that was the first step. Because this is a 100-year plan. At the end of the 100 years, the creation story will now originate in Europe and not in Ethiopia again. And what they are doing now, they are saying that the pharaohs are from Asia and not Africans. Now, we have to be very careful how we tread, and we have to get more vocal. And Dr. Ray, you have to do more work.
Yes, sir.
We are looking also at one of the things that they have done to try and shut down all that work that Dr. Ben, John Henry Clark, all of our teachers have done.
Yes.
With this new interpretation.
Yes.
So when we look at this other institute, they have the Institute of Research and Education. This is a society that have been set up. And the new interpretations that they are bringing is that everything started in Europe, and that Africans, you have white Africans.
Yes.
Because that's Stephen Miller. I saw one of his lectures. Before you leave, I'm going to give you a copy of it. Because
what name Stephen what?
Stephen Miller.
Spell, you can't spell the Miller?
Yeah, man. It is Mahler.
Wait, hold on. Make a write that down. I forgot. It's the first I hear about him.
Yes, he's conducting a series.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I just pulled him up.
You pulled them up?
Yes.
Okay, and what they are saying is that the pyramids were not built by Africans.
Yeah, see, they've been trying to say this for the longest.
Well, them did that till they said that space people built it too, you know. Remember them?
Yeah, first they tried to make it aliens.
Yeah,
you know?
It was aliens built it.
Yeah, anything to take the credit from Africans, man.
Yes, and that is what they are. That line that they are taking now.
Now you know the real tragedy with this brother is simply because he's European. You see, you'd be surprised how many of our people, how many African people have a disease called Anglophilia. Okay?
Yes.
Which means they hold white people in high esteem.
Yes, and the information that they give us as gospel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So you take those of us, like myself, like our elders, who are scholars, our word is not as meaningful.
Yes.
You know, because we're not light-skinned, man. We're not, we ain't European, and that has to do with that whole concept of the image of supremacy and superiority that was put in our minds as youth.
Very much so.
That's why I tell people, man, the most destructive thing for our children are to have white teachers standing over them, because it subliminally tells them that the European is academically better.
Yes.
You see?
Yes, very much so. And this is why Marcus Garvey coming to be now, that famous saying, "Up you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will."
Yes, sir.
And the African fundamentalism, where we must create our own story, our own era.
Yes.
Rise up our people to prominence.
Yes.
And as Mr. Garvey said, where is the black man's government? We must now establish our norms.
Yes.
Because we are working off the system of the colonial masters from those days of colonialism.
Yes.
We need to create our own standards.
Yes.
And this is the thing that we must use. Even the Bible, we need to take them, as you have done, to the pyramids and show them the writings that predate.
Yes, sir.
All those writings that they have come up with.
Yes.
Because even if you're talking about the Bible, we must remember that 200 years before King James had his English version, you had two other versions. John Wycliffe produced the
That's
first
right. The Wycliffe,
version.
yes, the Wycliffe version. Yes.
And this was 200 years before the 1611 version.
Yes. That's right.
In our deconstruction and reconstruction, we will have to put it in the chronological order as it came to us.
Well, one of the things, man, I was just telling a family the other day, why do we get excited about the book of Galatians? Why do we get excited about the book of Romans? Rome is in Italy. You see what I'm saying? Why do we get excited about the book of Ephesians? Okay? These are not African cities.
And not only that, it were the letters were written to these people. Why are we interested in
Why are we even interested in that?
That was letters that was written to other people.
To white folk.
Yeah, it's like we are taking it upon ourselves. We say a man write letter to Ray.
Exactly.
And we read the letter like it's our letter.
Like it's our letter, right.
Like
exactly. And then we get happy over it.
Yes. But Dr. Ray,
yes.
If we're looking in Job 38, because part of the Bible is really about the zodiacs.
Yes.
The mythos. Now, in Job 38, chapter 38, verse 32, canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season? No, Mazzaroth is talking to the zodiac signs.
Yes.
The word Mazzaroth. Mm-hmm. And in 31, canst thou bind the sweet influences of Pleiades or loose the bands of Orion? All of that is astrology.
Yes, it is, brother. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with astrotheology here.
Astrotheology.
Yes, that's what the whole thing of the 12 disciples is, man.
Yes. And in the famous verse, in my Father's house there are many mansions.
Yes, brother.
You can't have mansions in a house.
That's right, brother.
In the place of abode, there are many houses, and it is speaking to the 12 houses in the zodiac.
Yes.
So it is from the interpretation that they missed out by saying, in my Father's house there are many mansions.
That's right, man.
So, the construction of the Bible, we must now point to the original version where it all started.
That's right, brother.
Africa.
That's right. And do it unapologetically.
Unapologetically.
That's
unapologetically.
Right. That's right, brother.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, Matthew.
Blessed love.
Yeah, man. I hope I see you Sunday, man.
I will be there.
All right, sir. It's Marcus Garvey thing. We are celebrating Marcus Garvey birthday. I know that Jamaica give birth to Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey said, if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life, but with confidence you have won even before you have started.
Yes, sir.
This is a mantra. This is what we should be ramming into our children and showing them confidence in self, not some elusive entity outside there that we grasp for hundreds of years and things get worse. Our position in the world is getting worse. When we hold on upon these religions and political ideologies, and we don't realize it, but wait, are we doing the same thing the same way all the while and expect to get a different result? We cannot get a different result by doing the same thing the same way all the while. Mm-hmm. We need to really look at what our belief system is and who gave us that belief system.
Teach, brother.
You know, see it, and how we can really demonstrate that belief system was existing long before Europeans knew about Africa, before there was any Europe. We need to understand that. And it's really weird how we have to keep repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again in the ancient people. That to show how deep, how much we lose if you have to keep repeating these things so much. And it get very difficult for black people understand it. It means the thing gone deep in a way to the point where I almost look like the enemy because I am reconstructing the whole thing. It come like I is the enemy now, and it's not the enemy. We are returning to the original thing, and in returning to the original thing, it look like it's a stupid thing. Because we keep using European logics to define ourselves. European logics is not only the logic, it's not the own logics. When people tell you things, them using for them language and for them logics, for define it. And we hold it and grasp it so much, like say, really and truly, we can't think for ourselves. We make them bring things from show away and say, this is the only way to look at it. How can you have something in the earth with so much different kind of people there, and that's the only way to look at it? How this all-powerful God who claim to make everything for earth choose a peripheral group of people to say them is a chosen set of people? One to the Chinese with the biggest population in the earth. One to all them people there. You mean say what was happening in China when all of those things was happening are claimed to be happening in this little part. That's this little part of the world. Warm to the Aboriginal people them.
Teach.
The Aboriginal people them did exist. Or we write them out of history. Thousands of years of history these people existed.
Yes.
Or we write them out of history. Or we write out the Chinese out of the history. You know, how did we come to the understanding that it's only those set of people that existed go through world history? Just like the Americans today, them keeping a game and them call it the World Series and it's them alone in it. Or it become the World Series and it's them alone in there. Nobody else is competing with them. No, nobody else now compete with them. So how them become a World Series? It's crazy. So
I never thought about that, brother.
Yeah, so if we use that, but if we use that,
right,
just that alone can show you
that's right.
How deep the problem is.
Yes, sir.
You don't see it. Yes. They have a world war, and it's them alone that fight. Right. The tribes in Europe was killing the tribes in Europe.
Yes, sir, brother.
We never did start no war. We never did create no war. So it become a world war.
Oh, man.
Why them use for them logics for validate the sum total of human existence? And why can't we now realize that their logics do not necessarily represent our way of life and our understanding of the cosmos, of earth, of nature, of just we have to realize that. It's very difficult for you to come down to some slaves to come tell them these things, because the slave them going to want to turn back on you and kill you. You know, see it. It look like, say, boy, you are the stupid one. When you show them, say, but wait. Oh, the guys them have, we are talking about, we have jungle and them have forest. Because jungle conjure up wild animals and forest conjure up Bugs Bunny and Yogi Bear. And you can't have picnic in the forest, but you can't have picnic in a jungle. So then put the jungle in Africa and tell you the lion is the king of the jungle when lion don't live in a jungle.
That's right, brother.
And we can't tell them that. We can't tell normal black people say lion don't live in a jungle, because it don't imprint in their mind say the lion is the king of the jungle, and Walt Disney put it out there, the Lion King is jungle him live in a lion don't live in a jungle. We know that by experience.
That's right.
To Africa.
That's right, brother. They live on prairies, brother.
Them print flat land. Them don't venture into lush green.
Right.
So we have them have forest and we have jungle. Them have nation and we have tribe. What you conjure up in your consciousness when you hear about tribe and nation, when you forest and jungle.
Yeah.
It's these things we have to look into and realize that somebody play a game pan way.
Thank you.
Somebody play a game pan way have to come it's terrible.
That's how they shape our thinking, brother.
Terrible.
That's how they shape our thinking, man. That's how.
Cutting edge.
Yes, Muta.
Blessed.
Doc.
Yes, sir, brother.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
I just like to clarify that, like when Adam and Eve in the garden and them shit, right? The pastor always preach that you must forgive 70 times 7. So when Eve did give Adam the fruit to eat, and God come in the garden, why never forgive them? You know, sir.
Yeah, you're asking the question, why didn't who forgive who?
Did never forgive Adam and Eve for sin the first time them sin. Why never forgive them even one time? But Pastor will tell that you forgive 70 times 7, you know.
Right, I got you. I see your thesis on that, man. You know. But again, that's a part of the whole program. See, they had to create a story. This is the storyline, and it's so important for us to understand that.
Okay,
you know?
next small issue again. Like say them say no, like so shall it be in the beginning, so shall it be in the end, right? That's what them say, sir.
That's what they say, yes.
Yeah. So if the week starts Sunday, then that means a week would end Sunday. So that means 8 days make 1 week.
Okay.
Yeah, serious, you know.
No.
So a new world order, you know.
No, hold on, man. You can't run with so fast, man. what you say? So shall it be in the end, beginning, so shall it be in the end.
Yes.
So you are used now the days of the week to say what? Say that if the week start on Sunday, it's supposed to end on Sunday?
Right.
But that don't make no logical sense to me, brethren.
Yes, man, because I saw.
No, but you see, no, you make them turn you in a little funny way, you know, by
No, I create New Jerusalem.
No, it was Jerusalem. Jerusalem can't create again.
Oh, yes, man.
But where you try to create a next Jerusalem for? What's the purpose of creating a Jew Jerusalem?
Because the Bible say when God
so gone at the Bible again. So gone at the Bible again, and you didn't talk about it. Them say eat, and you see the confusion now because here you know a lick the 7-day thing, and then you gone in what God say in the Bible.
See, this is what I mean.
Yeah.
We are so biblical in our thinking that even when we think we've moved away from it,
go back in it.
We're still back in it.
We don't trip in it.
Yeah.
We don't trip back in it.
Right.
Because I might say Sunday it begin in the end, and then eat from Sunday to Sunday. And now I might say, but that the New Jerusalem we are dealing with the Bible. Anyway, give thanks, brethren. Oh, him credit gone too. You know, a very important thing, you know, years ago I was reasoning with a person on this program, and I said, in the beginning of the Bible, the Bible said, God said, on the day that you eat this fruit, you shall surely die. Them eat the fruit and them never die on the day that them eat the fruit. Because the Bible says Adam lived 300 years.
Right.
And him have children.
Right.
All right. The Christian now, as you say, he might try cut out the foot to fit the shoes. He might say, when it say, on the day that you eat this fruit, you shall surely die. It don't mean physical death.
Right.
So it's like, all right, okay.
Right.
See, they know, God and another interpretation of what on the day that you eat this fruit mean.
Right. That's what it means.
Because it's, on 6th day God made the earth, and on the 7th day rest. Let's say, 1,000 years is like one day.
Right,
That's what it say, on the evening and the morning was the first day.
That's what it say.
Yeah, so you get 1,000 years to connect with that. Cut out the foot to try to fit the shoes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They have to come up with an explanation for the madness, man.
Yes.
You know, the one person said it this way. In fact, I'm saying one person said it, but actually I'm the one who came up with this. When a people do not have a past, they must create myth to supplement the facts of their existence. And that's what we're dealing with, man.
Yes. You know, another reason I did have with a theologian, a big theologian in Jamaica. We talk about the beginning of the Bible. And in it, God created the vegetable then before him create the sun. Right? So I look at him and I say, but brethren, if it's a chronological order you're going up to make people understand the thing, how is it that the Bible has shown you say God create the vegetable them and then him create the sun?
Right.
Because we know that the sun is the life force.
Yes, sir, brother.
Say, the man look at me and tell me, say, muta, you must know, say, it's one day, and plant can't live without sunlight for one day.
That's right.
Can't have the foot again. No, he might say, it can live. To justify why it do that there was no sun, but there was vegetable.
And so they're saying that because it can live one day.
It can live without the sun for one day. So that justify the argument about the vegetable make and then the sun make.
That's what I'm saying.
It's cut out the foot again.
Yeah, man, bless up. And give thanks to the professor in the house, you know.
Yeah.
But muta.
Yes, sir.
I hear they also get caught up in some foolishness with Babylon and teach you to, you know.
All the while.
So why you keep doing it, repeating it?
Like, for instance, tell me. Can you tell me, me will correct it?
If 12 o'clock in the night is midnight.
Oh, we're going to find that again.
Yeah, because you continue to do it and not go so.
All right, explain to me. Wait, just explain to me. I'm going to get the foolish way I said. 12 o'clock in the midnight. They said there's no midnight.
If 12 o'clock in the night is midnight.
Yes.
That means half of the night. So the other half of the night would have left. And yet there I say, after 12 o'clock come and you say no, 1 minute after 12 I say good morning.
Yes. So
I know morning yet, but it's still the other half of the night just starts.
So when is morning? So tell me when is morning.
This morning is when the cock are crow and daylight.
No, wait, no man. Suppose you don't have no cock for crow. When it's morning.
All right. The sun rules the day and the moon and star rules the night.
Yes.
Right? So when the sun rises is morning and the sun set in the evening.
The sun set in the evening.
Yeah. And then when the star come out now, they say a night that.
But the star not go in nowhere.
Mean when the star are visible.
But at that me I try to show you now, so even you use the terminology too. So you come down for me, so.
No, but what I say, man?
Because you have to the star go in and come out, like the star.
No, what I mean, when the star
out,
is visible.
If you say the star come out, it imply that the star go in.
Well, when I said come out, it means it come out that you can see it.
No, but you imply say it go in. If you say it come out, it means you imply say it go in.
Somewhere. Well, give thanks to that correction.
Yeah, then so me I try to listen to you now about the correction where you correct me now. So just explain to me what I say.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If the day start at 6 in the morning, no, at 12 in the night, which is another day, and finish at 12 again, when would it be night?
Oh, I mean when it would be the night. You don't know when it be night.
No, but one day, the day finish at 12 and another day start at the same minute after 12.
Yeah, but the night is the day too, you know, Virgin.
How the night becomes
because 24 hours in a day. But in a day you have light and you have night, you have darkness.
How you get 24 hours in the day, Virgin? Not 12 hours in the day.
No, wait, no man. Day is represented as 12 to 12. 12
That's
midnight.
What I say.
That is what I say. Yeah, then who not say that? Who not say that?
I don't say that.
Then true, you not say that. No, I must say it.
No, I don't say that I mustn't say it. But what I'm saying,
does not,
I'm asking it, night.
The night is inside of the day. Day don't mean because it's light is day and because it's dark is not day.
Right. So when is night? Is that mean it's all day then?
But night is where you just say. Night is when the moon and the star
That's even the moon. That's even the moon.
It come out. But when I say to you, when it said day, it don't mean day, it means say sun upon you, that is day. And when night is night, like night is when the sun now upon you, but that don't mean say it's not the day. The day is made up of 24 hours. All them get the 24 hours. Is the evaluation?
I don't agree. I don't know 24 hours, you know. 12 hours make the day.
Yeah, but you are dealing with that are your personal little thinking. And you want me come say it too. Because there's a there's a rationale for say 24 hours in a day now. There's a reason why 24 hours is a day. There's a reason.
And there's a reason
why 12 months. There's a reason why 12 months make a year, and there's a reason why 365 days make a year, and that.
What is the reason for the 12?
Let me not tell you. Let me not tell you. I'm gonna tell you. It has to do with the earth. It has to do with the sun, and it has to do with the planetary movements.
Why not tell me not when you say it has to do with?
They're not here because it takes. For the revolution of the earth takes 24 hours to go round in 360 degrees. And it takes 12 months for it go round the sun to make the winter, spring, summer, autumn come. The near right is to the sun is where you call the summer, it get hotter. And the farther away it is from the sun, you call it the coldest part of the year. So it's 20.
So they say, yeah?
No, I mean, so them say. Where you say.
I said 12 hours make a day.
Oh, you come to that. Oh, you come to 12 hours to make a day. When a day, the night is also in the day.
No, that's what the eyes don't say.
Yeah, so tell me how you come. Tell me how you come to 12 hours make a day.
When the daylight, when the sun rises, yeah,
yes,
the day starts.
Yes.
When the sun go down, it's the morning and the evening that makes the day.
All right, so may I ask you a question now? You ever go to Finland?
No, sir.
All right, let me tell you something. When you go to these places, you have times when 1 month you don't see no night, no sun.
That's abnormality.
No, abnormality. It can be abnormal. Nature that bridge, no abnormality.
No, everywhere the rest like that.
No, because that's what I'm exactly showing you. There's a time when the sun and the earth is nearer to the sun, and there's a time when it is farther away from the sun. So there's places, because of this, the position of these land mass on the earth as it relates to the sun. There's a time when it takes longer because of the distance it is from the sun. It takes longer for the sunlight to reach these places. So you have like 1 month of pure, what you would have called night, and then you have a next place.
Like in Alaska.
Yeah, like in Alaska, right? So you have a next place though, where sometimes the sun, at 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, where you call night. The sun has shine bright.
Right.
9 o'clock.
Sometimes them have to block out the sunlight to get storage.
No, I mean not. Yeah, but when me I said to you now, what would you? It's not an abnormal situation that.
No, but it's not. No, the abnormality comes in based on what we are accustomed to.
No, it's not an abnormality.
Abnormality coming in if not based on what you are accustomed to.
Brethren, it's not an abnormal. Or you can talk about the revolution of the sun and the moon as an abnormal thing.
No, I am saying the abnormality comes in based on what I am accustomed to.
No, abnormality comes in that there's something that is happening that don't usually happen normally.
Yeah,
but this abnormally. No, but this abnormally. Why me I reason about this so long? This is
no. When me I say
Brethren, there is places in the earth that have 1 month of no sunlight. What you call that? You don't call that day. You don't call that day. It's not day that. It's day that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know why I reason about that. Because it come like, I mean, if a place have 1 month of pure, what you call night, there's no day there. If the place have 1 month of pure night, where you don't see no sun, you don't call that day. They don't exist in another country then for 1 month.
So it have 1 month a night and another month a day.
No, I'm asking you, if the time when it have 1 month of pure night.
Yeah, no day, no day.
No day, no day. All right, give thanks, Bridget. All right, give thanks, Bridget. Give thanks.
But when you have the 1 month a day, no night, no day, neither.
Yeah, we are waste time. Give thanks. Yes, sir. All right.
Now, one of the things that's important here, again, if you notice, he quoted from the Bible. I told you.
The evening and the morning.
I told you, and he uses the word day. I told you, man, if we get rid of the Bible, we don't even have no conversation.
Yeah, the evening and the morning.
Because it's really interesting because the word day, and again, we're talking English. We're talking English for a book that wasn't written in English.
Yeah.
The word day in the Bible is the word yom. Y-O-M, which simply means a period of time.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. So you see, he must say the places like we have like pure day. Yeah. I mean pure light.
Right.
Pure moon, and people turn on them light for 1 week. He say that is abnormal. How the hell you can talk about natural thing as abnormal?
Right.
That don't make no sense.
Right.
It's not day that because it don't have no sunshine.
Right.
So the times when it's 1 week of pure sunshine, is you don't call that day.
All right, so it has nothing to do with light and dark.
Yeah.
It's a period of time.
Yes. Anyway.
That's all it is, you know.
The time.
And then when we get into the allegorical perspective of it, we must understand day represents knowledge and awareness.
Yes. But I think that the man that come try put me in my place with some,
I got
serious reasoning more than I tell me say, why me keep on saying 12 o'clock is night. And I mean, what kind of... That's like I tell me now, say, like I want to talk about 4 corners of the world. Every time they tell me that. But me not say that. Me not say 4 corners of the world. Because me only subscribe to 4 corners when me know say the earth is not a square.
Yeah.
You understand? I mean, knows. I'm going to tell you now, say, that is where you are, say, because you tell him, say, oh, you get the seasons. It depends on the sun. It have to do with the sun.
Exactly.
It have to do with the moon.
Right.
It have to do with the earth and the planetary movement of the sun and the earth. That is all you get. This is not white people thinking. This is something where scientifically proven.
This is cosmological, brother.
Yeah, to be true. So I mean, this Bible doctrine about this, the even and the
I told you, brother. I told you, we so Bible bound, brother.
Yeah. Anyway, give thanks. So we say give thanks, give thanks today, way. And as we say, Sunday, you can't take your rest now. You can't sleep the whole day. You can't sleep no. And prepare yourself. Nobody will come and try to wake you up and tell you, say, you must come do this and do that. You know, you can't sleep the whole day. You know, and you know, says Saturday we're going to have a reggae show down the same place that you're going to speak.
Okay.
There will be a reggae show down there on Saturday. And then Sunday now is the day when...
I'm looking forward to it, man.
And you will be meeting Julius Garb.
Yes.
And Steve Biko's son.
Yes.
And I think Marimba, what's your name? Well, sister, she was here last year. She was a guest.
Oh, Marimba Ani.
I think
in fact, I saw Marimba a couple of weeks ago. She told me she'd be here while I was here.
To come. Yes. She was here last year.
Yeah.
And she decided, say, boy, it's so nice that she have to come back this year again, whether we invite her or not.
I'll be back myself, man.
All right. So we give thanks to the moment, give thanks to the time and the energy. We see the bridging there with we. Yes, Matrix. Matrix is in the house, man. I mean, I talk about Matrix the whole night, you know, but I know the physical Matrix is a movie near Matrix. So them say it's a black woman. It's them, you know, so them say the Matrix movie is a black woman that actually conceived the idea.
That's right. Exactly.
Yes. That's serious thing.
And she won her lawsuit, too.
She win the lawsuit.
Yes, she did.
You know, some never hear the part there. So she win the lawsuit.
Yeah, she won her lawsuit.
She win the lawsuit.
Yes, she did.
That is beautiful.
Ah, man, tell me about it.
She get a couple millions.
Yeah, she's going to make some money. You know they're going to try to appeal it, but she won.
Yes, I give thanks for that. Anyway, give thanks to the moment, give thanks to the time and the energy.